Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the soft rhythm of your breath guiding you inward, deeper and deeper, into the vast unknown that resides within. Every night when we surrender ourselves to sleep, we are not merely resting. We are embarking on a journey, an invisible passage into realms that stretch far beyond the walls of our rooms, far beyond the limits of our daily lives, and perhaps even beyond the very universe we know dreams. They arrive like fragile whispers, carrying fragments of images, voices, and sensations. Sometimes they make no sense at all, stitched together with strange logic and impossible events. Other times, they feel so real, so vivid, that we wake up uncertain whether what we experienced was merely a trick of the mind or a glimpse into another version of reality. And here lies the great question: when we dream, are we traveling into another world? Are we stepping into the life of another version of ourselves, existing in a parallel universe, living a different destiny? For centuries, humans have been fascinated by this mystery. From ancient shamans who believed dreams were the gateway to the spirit world, to modern scientists who map the brain's electrical activity, we have never stopped asking, what are dreams? Are they just chemical sparks, or are they windows into something greater than we can comprehend? The threshold between worlds. Each night, without fail, our consciousness shifts. We close our eyes, our bodies grow heavy, and the noise of the waking world begins to fade. Yet our awareness does not vanish, transforms. Suddenly, we may find ourselves running through a city we have never seen, speaking with people we have never met, or standing beneath stars that do not belong to this sky. And in those moments, we feel something uncanny, as though the I who lives this dream is both us and not us. This strange familiarity, this sense of otherness within ourselves, fuels the idea that dreams might be more than internal illusions. What if there are bridge doorways connecting us to parallel selves, parallel lives, parallel choices? Think about it. Every decision you make creates a path. Every path not taken, every road you didn't walk, every word you didn't say remains as a possibility. Some scientists, inspired by the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, suggest that perhaps all possibilities exist simultaneously in different universes. If that is true, then maybe dreams are the mind's way of touching those infinite variations. Maybe when you dream, you are not merely imagining another life. Maybe you are experiencing it, the human longing for answers. Why does this question matter? Why do we seek meaning in the chaos of dreams? It is because dreams touch the most intimate parts of what it means to be human. They reveal hidden fears, longings, and desires. They show us who we are when the masks of the waking world fall away. And more importantly, they make us wonder if life is bigger than what we see. There are unseen dimensions waiting, just beyond the veil of sleep. Imagine yourself as a traveler standing at the edge of a great ocean. By day, you can see only the shore, the horizon stretching endlessly. But at night, when you dream, it is as if you dive beneath the surface, discovering hidden currents, entire worlds thriving in the depths. You awaken with fragments of these journeys, like seashells in your hand, beautiful, mysterious, incomplete, an invitation to journey together in this exploration. We are not rushing toward answers. Instead, we are traveling slowly, like wanderers through a vast and ancient forest. Along the way, we will pause to listen, to reflect, to imagine. We will move through history, philosophy, science, and spirituality, weaving them together like threads in a tapestry. We will ask questions that may never have final answers. Are dreams simply the brain's way of processing memory? Or are they windows into another existence? Can we truly meet another version of ourselves in dreams? If parallel universes exist, is it possible that our dreaming mind is the bridge that connects them? This is not a lecture. It is a journey one you and I will take together. You may be listening while lying in bed, resting, or drifting toward sleep. Let these words guide you like a gentle current. Allow your mind to open, to wander, to imagine. For the next 3 hours, we will move deeper into the labyrinth of dreams. And perhaps, by the time we emerge, you will not only see your dreams differently, you will see yourself differently. Long before the age of cities, before written language, humanity gazed at the night sky and wondered not only what lay beyond the stars, but also what lay within themselves. Sleep and the dreams that followed were among the earliest gateways to the unknown. In a time when reality was defined by survival and the cycles of nature, dreams offered a glimpse into something far larger, an invisible world where the self could wander freely, unconstrained by the laws of the waking life. Across ancient cultures, dreams were not trivial. They were sacred. To the Sumerians, dreams were messages from the gods, premonitions of events yet to come. Pharaohs of ancient Egypt surrounded themselves with dream interpreters, believing that in sleep the soul could leave the body and commune with divine forces. And in ancient China, dreams were considered to carry both warnings and guidance, a bridge between human experience and the cosmic order. These early civilizations, in their humility before the vastness of existence, instinctively understood a profound truth within sleep. Humans were confronted with something infinite. It was as if the mind, unbound by the practicalities of daily life, had access to an eternal dimension, a plane where possibilities were endless and reality was fluid. In those moments, every human, regardless of rank, wealth, or power, became an explorer of an inner cosmos, a traveler into realms unseen. The imagery in these dreams was often symbolic, yet strikingly consistent across cultures. A river might represent the flow of life, a towering mountain the challenge of destiny, and a distant city the promise of achievement or knowledge. Yet even more fascinating than the symbols themselves was the experience of being someone else within these visions. Individuals frequently reported feeling as though they were inhabiting another version of themselves, stronger, wiser, or simply different. In that sense, even the earliest humans had a sense of what modern thinkers now call parallel selves, alternative versions of existence that flicker briefly, only to disappear with the dawn. Shamanic traditions provide perhaps the clearest glimpse into humanity's earliest understanding of these journeys. Shamans, those revered figures who bridged the worlds of the living and the spirits, entered deep trances to explore what they described as other worlds. Dreams and altered states of consciousness were tools for guidance, healing, and wisdom. By traversing these unseen dimensions, they sought to commune with entities that might reveal the interconnectedness of life, the cyclical nature of time, and the boundless reach of existence itself. Even within these ancient frameworks, we see echoes of a modern question: could dreams be more than imagination? Could the mind, unshackled from the physical body, access realities that exist independently of our waking life? Some anthropologists suggest that what we call dreams were perceived not as mere mental phenomena, but as genuine experiences of other realms, subtle acknowledgement that consciousness might not be confined to the material world. It is remarkable, when we step back and consider it, how much these early encounters with dreams mirror contemporary ideas in physics and philosophy. While ancient humans interpreted their visions through myth, ritual, and spiritual belief, modern science suggests that the human mind is capable of perceiving multiple dimensions of reality, albeit in ways that are difficult to measure. The parallels are uncanny. Both ancient and modern explorers are driven by the same impulse: the desire to understand the infinite, to glimpse what lies beyond the familiar, to recognize that reality may be far more vast and intricate than we can ever fully comprehend. Yet, dreams were also a mirror of fear. To encounter the infinite, even in sleep, was to confront one's vulnerability. Nightmares, with their twisted landscapes and impossible horrors, served as reminders that the mind's journeys could be perilous. But perhaps this danger was essential. It taught humans that exploration, whether of the external cosmos or the internal one, requires courage, the willingness to face the unknown, and the acceptance that not all mysteries can be neatly resolved. Stories from antiquity are filled with figures who underwent such trials in the dreamscape. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's earliest literary works, includes sequences where dreams guide the hero toward understanding his mortality and the wider world. These visions were simultaneously comforting and terrifying, illuminating both the potential for transcendence and the limitations of human knowledge. The dream became a place where humanity first encountered the vastness of existence, a crucible for curiosity, and a stage for the eternal dance between fear and wonder. In these ancient encounters, we see the seeds of a central human question that persists to this day: what lies beyond the boundaries of our immediate perception? Dreams offered a taste of infinity. They revealed that there are layers of reality, hidden and complex, waiting for the curious and the brave to explore. And in the act of dreaming, humans, whether kings, shamans, or ordinary villagers, participated in something eternal, a dialogue with the unknown, a first step into realms that might exist outside the confines of this world. Even today, when we lie down to sleep, our subconscious is quietly carrying forward this ancient tradition. Every night, our minds continue the exploration begun thousands of years ago. Every dream is a whisper from the vastness, a gentle nudge reminding us that the universe and perhaps countless others are not confined to distant stars, but may exist within and alongside the very fabric of our consciousness. As civilizations advanced, so too did humanity's curiosity about the nature of dreams. No longer solely the domain of shamans or priests, dreams began to capture the attention of philosophers, scholars, and early scientists. The question shifted subtly, not only what dreams meant, but what they were, and how they connected to the structure of reality itself. In ancient Greece, dreams were both a spiritual and intellectual puzzle. Philosophers like Aristotle approached them with remarkable clarity for their time. He posited that dreams were not divine messages or supernatural phenomena, but rather reflections of the physical and psychological states of the body. According to Aristotle, the images and sensations we experience while asleep are generated by impressions left on the mind by waking experiences. Yet, even within this naturalistic explanation, he acknowledged the mystery. Some dreams appeared to transcend ordinary experience, hinting at realms or possibilities beyond the immediate, tangible world. Plato offered a contrasting perspective. For him, dreams were windows into the world of forms, a dimension of reality more real than the physical one we inhabit. In the dream state, the soul could momentarily glimpse truths that elude waking perception. This ancient intuition resonates with modern theories about parallel realities and higher dimensional spaces. Plato recognized that consciousness might not be confined to the apparent material world. In dreams, humans could access insights and experiences that challenge the boundaries of ordinary existence. The Romans inherited these perspectives, blending Greek philosophy with their own cultural interpretations. They treated dreams as significant indicators of fate and fortune. Leaders and generals would consult their dreams before battle, believing that the subconscious could reveal knowledge hidden from ordinary perception. This practice illustrates a fascinating duality. Dreams were seen as both personal and universal, individual experiences intertwined with cosmic patterns, hinting at a larger order beyond immediate comprehension. During the Middle Ages, dreams were often interpreted through religious frameworks. Monks and theologians explored the interplay between divine will and human consciousness, pondering whether dreams might be influenced by angels, demons, or God's guidance. Even in this context, a subtle acknowledgement persisted. The human mind is capable of glimpsing worlds that lie beyond the immediate, observable universe. Dreams became a form of spiritual navigation, a means to approach questions about destiny, morality, and existence itself. By the Renaissance, the systematic study of dreams began to emerge. Thinkers such as Giordano Bruno and later, in the 17th century, philosophers like Descartes, considered dreams not merely as curiosities, but as essential clues to understanding consciousness and reality. Descartes, famous for his methodical doubt, speculated that the vividness of dreams raises fundamental questions about perception. How can we be certain that the waking world is any more real than the dream world? Could it be that what we call reality is but one layer of a multiverse and dreams are glimpses into others? Even as the scientific method developed, the fascination with dreams remained a bridge between philosophy and emerging psychology. Dreams challenged the neat divisions between subject and object, self and other, known and unknown. They force us to confront the possibility that consciousness is not static, but fluid, and that reality may be a layered, multidimensional construct. In this way, the philosophical exploration of dreams was, in a sense, an early confrontation with the infinite. Humans realized, instinctively, that our minds could extend beyond the immediate, tangible world, hinting at realms that exist alongside or within our own. It is remarkable to consider how these early investigations laid the groundwork for modern understanding. From Aristotle's empirical observations to Plato's metaphysical insights, to the theological and philosophical debates of the Middle Ages and Renaissance, humanity was grappling with a profound truth. The mind in sleep touches something vast. Each dream is a fleeting encounter with infinity, a moment when the self can slip the boundaries of ordinary experience. At the heart of these explorations lies an enduring paradox. The more we attempt to explain dreams, the more elusive they become. They are at once profoundly personal and universally resonant, intimately connected to our daily lives, yet capable of reaching beyond the limits of the known world. In dreams, humans first sensed the possibility of parallel existence. The idea that there might be other selves, other versions of reality, each as vivid and consequential as our own. Even the most practical observers acknowledge the wonder inherent in dreaming. They recognize that these nightly journeys were not merely random noise, but experiences rich with meaning, capable of teaching, guiding, and expanding the mind. Dreams provided a unique interface between the tangible and the intangible, between the body and the infinite, between the conscious and the mysterious unknown. By exploring dreams through philosophy, theology, and early science, humanity took its first deliberate steps into the boundless. These thinkers, separated from us by centuries, nonetheless shared a vision that resonates profoundly today, that the human mind, in sleep, is capable of extraordinary journeys. Journeys that might touch other dimensions, other possibilities, other selves. Dreams were no longer simply ephemeral experiences, they became the first maps of inner and outer infinity. As centuries passed, humanity's understanding of dreams evolved, yet their mystery only deepened. With the rise of modern science, the question shifted once again, not merely what dreams meant or how they reflected our lives, but whether they could reveal something fundamental about the structure of reality itself. Could the fleeting visions that visit us each night point to deeper truths about the universe? Could they, in some subtle way, bring us closer to the infinite? Even in the earliest philosophical and religious accounts, humans intuited a connection between dreams and the boundless. From the shamans traversing spirit worlds to Plato's contemplations of higher forms, dreams were recognized as encounters with dimensions beyond ordinary perception. The patterns, symbols, and alternate selves experienced in dreams hinted that consciousness was not limited to the body or to the familiar confines of time and space. In dreams, the mind could roam freely, approaching infinity in ways the waking world rarely allowed. Modern science, while often more skeptical, has confirmed the profundity of the dream state. Studies in neuroscience reveal that during REM sleep, the brain is extraordinarily active. Memories, emotions, and sensory inputs are reorganized, recombined, and reinterpreted. But this is only part of the story. While science can measure electrical patterns, neurotransmitters, and brainwaves, it struggles to capture the subjective quality of dreams, the vivid, immersive sense of being somewhere else. Sometimes someone else, living in alternate reality. It is precisely this experiential aspect that bridges the ancient and modern understanding of dreams. The recognition that sleep opens a doorway to possibilities. Beyond immediate perception, consider the recurring sensation that many people report, that of being a different self, inhabiting a different life in a different world. These experiences are often so convincing that the dreamer wakes with a lingering sense of having been elsewhere, having lived a life parallel to their waking existence. Across cultures and eras, humans have reported these sensations, describing them with a common language of awe and wonder. The consistency suggests more than coincidence. It suggests that dreams might function as a universal interface with dimensions yet to be fully understood. Quantum physics offers intriguing possibilities that resonate with these age-old intuitions. The idea of multiple universes, superposition, and parallel realities, once purely theoretical, aligns in fascinating ways with the experiences reported in dreams. If every choice, every potentiality exists in a branching multiverse, then perhaps our dreaming minds brush against these alternate paths. Perhaps the alternate selves we encounter in dreams are not merely figments of imagination, but echoes of other possibilities. Other lives unfolding simultaneously in realities we can momentarily sense. This is not to claim certainty, but to acknowledge the profound mystery at the heart of dreaming. The fact remains, dreams allow us to glimpse something vast and unfathomable, a reminder that our conscious experience may be but one thread in a tapestry of infinite dimensions. In this sense, dreams act as both mirror and map, reflecting our inner selves while pointing toward the infinite outer realms of existence. Throughout history, humans have been drawn to the unknown, and dreams have always been the most intimate form of that exploration. In the darkness of sleep, the mind travels where the body cannot, navigating landscapes of possibility, encountering beings or selves that feel as real as those in waking life, and contemplating questions too vast for daylight reflection. Dreams are, in essence, the human mind's first encounter with infinity, a rehearsal for the eternal, a rehearsal for a universe that may be far larger and more complex than our senses suggest. Even today, as we explore space and probe the mysteries of the cosmos, the lesson of dreams remains clear. Infinity is not only out there, in the distant stars, but also in here, within the boundless reaches of consciousness itself. Our ancestors intuited this truth intuitively, centuries before scientific tools could measure brainwaves or chart the heavens. Dreams allowed them to traverse infinite dimensions, to question reality, and to imagine worlds beyond the visible. They recognized, without the formulas and theories of modern science, that the universe is more vast and intricate than perception alone can convey. In this sense, every dream is an invitation, a subtle call to explore not only the landscapes of sleep, but the very nature of existence. Each night, as we close our eyes, we participate in a tradition that stretches back millennia, connecting us with shamans, philosophers, scientists, and dreamers of all times. We are invited to approach the infinite, to encounter alternate selves, to contemplate the possibility that consciousness itself may be a bridge to worlds beyond our own. And so, as we journey further into the exploration of dreams in this video, we carry with us the legacy of humanity's first encounters with the infinite. We are following a path that began in the earliest nights of human history, a path that winds through mythology, philosophy, and science, and now leads us to a deeper understanding of the mind, the self, and perhaps even the universe itself. Dreams are not merely fleeting illusions. They are the portals through which humanity first glimpsed eternity, and through which we continue to reach for the infinite today. As humanity transitioned from philosophical inquiry to empirical observation, the study of dreams became a bridge between curiosity and scientific methodology. Where once dreams were the province of shamans, priests, or philosophers, now they were the subject of meticulous research. A frontier where biology and psychology intersected to reveal the mind's hidden landscapes. Modern science tells us that dreams are far from random. They are deeply tied to the brain's activity, particularly during specific phases of sleep. Among these, the REM rapid eye movement stage stands out as a period of intense neurological engagement. During REM, the brain's activity closely resembles that of waking life, with neurons firing rapidly, processing information, and creating intricate scenarios that can be emotionally vivid and remarkably complex. It is during this stage that the majority of dreams occur, and when consciousness appears to explore alternate versions of reality within the mind's architecture. The discovery of REM sleep in the 1950s by researchers Eugene Osorensky and Nathaniel Kleitman marked a turning point in our understanding of dreaming. Before this, dreams were largely studied through subjective reporting, anecdotal evidence, or philosophical speculation. With the advent of electroencephalography, EEG, scientists could measure the brain's electrical patterns, uncovering rhythms that corresponded with different sleep stages. REM sleep revealed something extraordinary. The brain, even while the body rests, remains actively engaged, constructing elaborate scenarios that mirror waking experiences yet are unconstrained by the physical world during REM sleep. Several brain regions show heightened activity. The limbic system, responsible for emotions and memory, is particularly active, explaining why dreams often carry intense feelings or revisit past experiences in surreal ways. Simultaneously, the prefrontal cortex, the area associated with logical reasoning and self-control's reduced activity. This combination of heightened emotion and diminished critical oversight gives dreams their fluid, sometimes bizarre quality. We can experience scenarios that defy logic, time, and physical law, yet they feel real in the moment, creating a sense of immersion that can be both exhilarating and unsettling. Neurological studies suggest that this combination is not arbitrary. Dreams appear to serve multiple purposes: consolidating memories, processing emotions, problem-solving, and simulating scenarios that may help the individual navigate real-life challenges. In this sense, dreaming is both a biological necessity and an evolutionary advantage, a nightly rehearsal for survival, decision-making, and adaptation. Yet despite the tangible benefits, the subjective experience of dreaming retains a mystery that neuroscience alone struggles to explain. Why do some dreams feel like journeys into alternate existences? Why do we sometimes encounter versions of ourselves that feel simultaneously familiar and entirely foreign? Interestingly, dreams often incorporate elements of daily life faces we recognize. Places we've been, situations we have encountered, but they do so in combinations that would be impossible in waking reality. The brain synthesizes fragments of memory, emotion, and imagination, weaving them into a tapestry that is simultaneously coherent and impossible. These vivid constructions suggest that the mind is not merely replaying experiences. It is exploring potentialities, alternate narratives, and the infinite ways in which reality might unfold. In a sense, dreams function as laboratories of consciousness, allowing the mind to simulate experiences beyond the limits of the physical world. The scientific lens also reveals that dreams are not uniform across individuals. Some people experience lucid dreams, wherein they are aware that they are dreaming and can influence the dream's narrative. Others report recurring dreams, vivid nightmares, or abstract, symbolic scenarios. The variability highlights the complex interplay between neurological structures, psychological states, and individual experiences. While REM sleep provides the canvas, the content, color, and motion of each dream are painted by the unique mind of the dreamer. Furthermore, modern imaging techniques, including fMRI, have shown that during REM sleep, brain activity is not random. It follows patterns that reflect prior experiences, emotional concerns, and unresolved questions. Dreams may therefore act as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind, revealing hidden anxieties, desires, or insights. In some cases, they may even provide glimpses into problem-solving creativity and decision-making processes that the waking mind cannot fully access. Despite these scientific advances, the question remains, do dreams also touch upon something beyond mere neurological activity? Could the sense of otherness, of alternate selves, or parallel experiences be more than a byproduct of brain chemistry, even as science provides explanations for the mechanics of dreaming? It cannot fully account for the richness of the experience, the sense of immersion in another life, the feeling of stepping into an existence that is both ours and not ours. In this way, the study of REM sleep and brain activity opens a door to understanding the biological mechanics of dreams, while simultaneously deepening the mystery. Dreams are both evidence of the brain's astonishing complexity and reminders that consciousness may extend beyond what is measurable. Every night, as neurons fire in patterns of rhythm and resonance, humanity continues to explore the boundaries of the mind, venturing into realms that may intersect with both psychological realities and perhaps, just perhaps, the infinite possibilities of existence itself. Dreams are not merely the product of neural impulses. They are the stage where the conscious and unconscious minds meet, converse, and create. During the waking day, our conscious mind is tightly regulated by logic, social norms, and environmental constraints. It filters experience, organizes perception, and prioritizes survival. But when we sleep, the boundaries relax, and the unconscious mind, the repository of memories, emotions, and latent potentials, merges with vivid intensity. The unconscious is a vast landscape, layered and intricate, containing fragments of experience that often evade the conscious mind. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists to explore dreams, described this inner world as a source of archetypes, symbols, and collective human experience. He suggested that through dreams, individuals could access not only personal unconscious material, but also elements of a collective consciousness shared across humanity. Jungian theory implies that dreams are portals to both the personal and the universal, bridging private experience with broader existential truths. Sigmund Freud, another foundational thinker, emphasized the role of dreams in revealing hidden desires and unresolved conflicts. According to Freud, dreams often disguise these elements through symbolism, manifesting unconscious urges in metaphorical ways. While his framework is different from Jung's, both perspectives highlight a crucial point. Dreams are more than random mental activity. They are organized, meaningful explorations of aspects of the self that are inaccessible during waking life. When we dream, the conscious mind temporarily recedes, allowing the unconscious to take the lead. Yet, paradoxically, the dreamer often experiences a sense of agency, of presence. We can walk, speak, or act within the dream, seemingly controlling events even while logic and reason are suspended. This interplay creates the sense of existing in a parallel reality. We are both ourselves and observers of an alternate version of our life. It is as though the mind constructs multiple layers of selfhood, experimenting with identity, choice, decay, and consequence. Lucid dreaming provides a particularly fascinating insight into this dance. In lucid dreams, the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming and may manipulate the narrative at will. This phenomenon illustrates the delicate balance between conscious and unconscious processes. the mind can step beyond passive observation into active participation, revealing the brain's capacity to simulate complex experiences and alternate realities with remarkable sophistication. In these moments, the line between waking and dreaming blurs, highlighting the mind's ability to create worlds that feel real, consistent, and emotionally resonant. Modern neuroscience supports these observations. During REM sleep, the brain integrates memory, emotion, and imagination in a way that allows the construction of detailed, coherent, yet fantastical narratives. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational judgment, is subdued, while emotional centers such as the amygdala are highly active. This neurological pattern explains why dreams can be both irrational and emotionally powerful. The unconscious mind leverages the brain's resources to simulate experiences, explore hypothetical scenarios, and rehearse responses to challenges. Moreover, dreams often engage with problem-solving and creativity. Numerous accounts from artists, scientists, and thinkers throughout history describe moments of insight that emerged during dreams. The unconscious mind, unburdened by conventional constraints, can explore combinations of ideas that the waking brain might never consider. In this sense, the interaction between consciousness and the unconscious is not only an internal dialogue but also a laboratory of possibility, where solutions, inspiration, and even new realities can emerge. Psychologically, dreams serve another vital function: emotional processing. Traumatic events, unresolved anxieties, and suppressed emotions frequently appear in dream form. The unconscious mind uses the narrative flexibility of dreams to explore these experiences safely, integrating them into the broader framework of personal understanding. It is a nightly rehearsal for adaptation, resilience, and growth, a rehearsal in which the dreamer may encounter alternative versions of themselves, testing behaviors, responses, and choices in a consequence-free space. In this context, the sense that dreams present an alternate life is not merely metaphorical. The mind is effectively running simulations of potential experiences, exploring what-if scenarios that diverge from the waking self. These simulations may be evolutionary, psychological, or even spiritual in nature, allowing the individual to experiment with identity, morality, and decision-making in a complex, multidimensional arena. Dreams thus become both mirrors and windows, reflections of the self and gateways to possibility, simultaneously intimate and expansive. The dance between consciousness and unconsciousness is also intertwined with memory and imagination. Dreams often draw upon past experiences, recombining fragments into novel configurations. Faces, locations, and events from reality are reshaped into scenes that never occurred, yet feel emotionally authentic. The unconscious mind tests permutations, explores narratives, and constructs realities that are, in a profound sense, real within the dreaming mind. The result is a multi-layered, immersive experience where the dreamer inhabits both known and unknown territories, navigating a world of infinite possibility. Ultimately, this delicate interplay suggests that dreaming is a sophisticated cognitive process, one that merges biology, psychology, and imagination. It reflects the mind's remarkable ability to traverse multiple levels of reality, to experiment with identity, and to explore possibilities that may lie beyond immediate perception. By understanding the dance between consciousness and the unconscious, we gain insight not only into the mechanics of dreams, but also into the profound human capacity to touch infinity, even while our bodies lie at rest. As scientific understanding deepened, a profound realization emerged. While neuroscience could map the mechanics of dreaming, the experiential richness of dreams hinted at something beyond the purely biological. Dreams are not confined to the firing of neurons. They reflect the mind's capacity to explore realities that seem vast, interconnected, and at times infinite. Within the sleeping brain, the boundaries of self, space, and time begin to blur. This is where science meets the edge of mystery. Recent studies suggest that the architecture of dreams may resonate with universal principles of information processing, pattern recognition, and even quantum phenomena. Some researchers speculate that the mind, in its dreaming state, could be sensitive to patterns beyond the immediate sensory world. The brain may construct scenarios that align with alternative outcomes, simulated worlds, or parallel possibilities. Though these ideas remain theoretical, they echo ancient intuitions that in dreams, humans might touch dimensions or realities that exist alongside or beyond the familiar universe. Consider the universality of certain dream themes: flying, falling, being pursued, or meeting unfamiliar yet familiar figures. Across cultures, centuries, and continents, these motifs recur. Such patterns hint at a shared cognitive or perhaps even ontological structure, a suggestion that dreaming is not merely subjective entertainment, but an interface with something larger, something universal. It is as if the human mind, when unshackled from waking constraints, taps into a dimension of experience that transcends individual identity, connecting us to the broader fabric of existence. Lucid and recurring dreams further illustrate this possibility. In these states, the dreamer navigates a world that obeys its own rules, yet feels coherent, emotionally charged, and significant. The consistency of experience across repeated dreams or across individuals may point to a fundamental principle: that consciousness is capable of constructing and accessing multidimensional realities. The dream becomes a microcosm of infinite possibility, a testing ground where the mind experiments with alternate selves, alternate decisions, and alternate outcomes. From a scientific perspective, this opens a fascinating dialogue between neuroscience, physics, and philosophy. Quantum theories of parallel universes suggest that multiple realities may coexist, each as valid as the other. If consciousness has access, even fleetingly, to these branches, dreams could be the medium through which our minds perceive, explore, or interact with alternative versions of existence. While empirical verification remains elusive, the idea aligns strikingly with the phenomenology of dreaming: the vivid sense of being someone else, somewhere else, living a life that diverges from our waking trajectory. This notion also challenges conventional ideas about time and causality. Dreams frequently present sequences that defy chronological order, compress decades into minutes, or juxtapose past and future events seamlessly. The unconscious mind, liberated from linear constraints, may be exploring a form of temporal and spatial reality that the waking brain cannot access. This capability, combined with emotional depth and narrative coherence, makes dreams not only biologically significant, but potentially cosmologically meaningful. Moreover, the intersection of dreams and creativity provides further evidence of their expansive function. Artists, inventors, and scientists throughout history have credited dreams with breakthroughs, insights, and innovations that would have been impossible in waking consciousness. From the chemical structure of benzene revealed in a dream to musical compositions imagined overnight, the mind in its dreaming state demonstrates an ability to explore complexity, abstraction, and universality. Dreams are laboratories of infinite possibility, suggesting that human cognition is capable of interfacing with patterns and realities that exceed our ordinary comprehension. Yet, even as neuroscience maps brain activity and psychology analyzes symbolism, the ultimate significance of dreams eludes definitive explanation. The subjective experience, the sense of other lives, other selves, other worlds, is beyond measurement. It resides in the borderlands between science and mystery, where observation meets intuition and empirical data meets existential wonder. Dreams remind us that the human mind is not merely a passive observer of reality. It is an active participant in a universe that may be far more expansive, complex, and interconnected than our waking senses reveal. In this light, dreams are simultaneously personal and universal, biological and transcendent. They serve as nightly invitations to explore the infinite, to experiment with identity, and to contemplate realities that may lie beyond immediate perception. The sleeping mind may be glimpsing the architecture of the cosmos itself, or the endless possibilities of existence, or perhaps both. Whatever the case, dreams challenge us to expand our understanding of consciousness, reality, and the very nature of being by studying dreams through science while respecting their experiential richness. Humanity stands at the edge of a vast horizon. Each night, the brain constructs worlds, experiments with selves, and dances along the boundary between the known and the unknown. In these moments, we confront the possibility that the infinite is not merely a distant concept in the stars, but a living, dynamic presence within our own minds. Dreams are the bridge, the laboratory, and the invitation, a nightly reminder that the human mind is capable of touching, if only briefly, the vastness of the universe and perhaps even realities beyond it. Humanity has always been drawn to the stars. Since our earliest ancestors gazed at the night sky, the cosmos has represented both mystery and possibility. The twinkling lights overhead are not just distant suns, they are symbols of the infinite, invitations to question the nature of reality and our place within it. Dreams, it seems, and our fascination with the cosmos share a profound connection. Both confront us with the unknown, challenge the limits of perception, and beckon us toward realms that lie beyond immediate comprehension. From antiquity to the present, humans have sought to push boundaries, to extend our sight and understanding to the limits of the observable universe. Telescopes, satellites, and space probes have allowed us to peer billions of light years away, revealing galaxies, black holes, and cosmic phenomena that would have been unimaginable centuries ago. Yet even as we chart these far reaches, our exploration of the mind, through dreams and consciousness, reveals a parallel frontier. The inner universe, the landscapes of thought, imagination, and dreaming is as vast and intricate as the cosmos itself in dreams. The mind traverses regions of existence unbound by physical constraints. We can fly across alien terrains, meet other versions of ourselves, or experience lifetimes compressed into moments. These journeys echo humanity's outward exploration of space. Both involve venturing into the unknown, navigating realms governed by rules that differ from the familiar, and confronting realities that stretch the limits of comprehension. Just as telescopes reveal galaxies beyond reach, dreams allow us to explore alternate dimensions of consciousness, where identity, time, and reality are malleable. Cosmic curiosity also intersects with the notion of parallel universes. Theories in modern physics, particularly quantum mechanics and multiverse hypotheses, suggest that our universe may be only one of countless realities. Each decision, event, and possibility might generate a branching cosmos, a parallel existence where different versions of life unfold. Dreams, in their uncanny ability to present alternate selves and divergent realities, may serve as glimpses into these parallel dimensions. The similarity is striking. In sleep, the mind experiments with multiple outcomes, constructing realities that diverge from the waking world, echoing the multiverse's branching nature. Throughout history, the imagination of dreamers has anticipated discoveries of the cosmos. Ancient myths depicted journeys across celestial spheres, encounters with cosmic deities, and visions of distant worlds. These narratives, while symbolic, reflect a deep-seated recognition of the infinite. The idea that consciousness, in its explorations, whether a myth, philosophy, or dreams, can perceive dimensions that transcend ordinary experience. The parallel between these symbolic journeys and the empirical discoveries of modern astrophysics suggests a convergence between inner and outer exploration. Dreams, like telescopes, provide access to realms beyond immediate perception. The metaphor of the cosmic horizon is particularly apt. In astronomy, the cosmic horizon represents the farthest point we can observe, the boundary beyond which light has not yet reached us. It is a limit imposed not by imagination, but by the laws of physics, a line that marks the edge of our observable reality. Similarly, in dreams, we encounter a subjective horizon, the farthest reach of consciousness, the boundary between known experience and the uncharted territories of the mind. Beyond this horizon, the mind experiments, simulates, and explores possibilities that may never manifest in waking life, yet feel profoundly real while experienced. This duality, exploring the outer cosmos and the inner mind, reflects a fundamental truth. The human spirit seeks infinity, whether in the physical universe or in consciousness itself. Dreams and cosmic observation are complementary endeavors, one outward, one inward, one mapping galaxies, the other mapping the architecture of thought and identity. Both involve navigating uncertainty, embracing complexity, and confronting the profound beauty and terror of the unknown. Indeed, the emotional impact of these explorations is strikingly similar. Just as staring at a distant galaxy can evoke awe, humility, or existential reflection, so too can dreams elicit wonder, fear, and the sensation of encountering a world both familiar and alien. Both experiences provoke the recognition that the universe, external or internal, is far larger than the self, a domain where identity is fluid and reality is multidimensional, even in practical terms. This exploration shapes human culture, creativity, and philosophy. Artists, scientists, and thinkers draw inspiration from the cosmos and from dreams alike. Both serve as sources of insight, guiding inquiry, innovation, and understanding. The overlap between these realms suggests that the human drive to explore, to push toward the horizon, whether celestial or cognitive, is not merely curiosity, but an essential aspect of consciousness itself. In this sense, the first step toward the cosmic horizon begins within. Dreams act as nightly simulations, allowing the mind to rehearse, explore, and traverse alternate realities. They provide a framework for understanding multiplicity, uncertainty, and possibility, lessons that are mirrored in humanity's outward exploration of space. By studying the inner cosmos of the mind alongside the external universe, we begin to appreciate a profound symmetry. The structure of consciousness may itself be attuned to the patterns of the cosmos, enabling humans to perceive the infinite in both worlds. Ultimately, Part 1 of this chapter establishes a central insight. Humanity's fascination with the stars and our engagement with dreams are not separate endeavors. They are intertwined journeys toward understanding, each reflecting the other. The cosmic horizon is not only a line in space, it is a mirror of the horizon of consciousness. And in both realms, we confront the profound truth that the universe, whether external or internal, is far larger, more intricate, and more mysterious than perception alone can grasp. Dreams frequently offer experiences that defy conventional understanding of identity, time, and place. Many report encountering alternate versions of themselves, inhabiting lives that diverge from their waking reality in subtle or dramatic ways. These experiences, while deeply personal, resonates with modern scientific speculation, the possibility of parallel universes, where every choice creates a branching path and alternate realities unfold simultaneously. Could our dreams be glimpses into these alternate existences? Windows into realities where another us lives a life we never did. The multiverse hypothesis, a concept increasingly discussed in cosmology and quantum physics, proposes that countless universes coexist alongside our own. Each universe may follow slightly different laws, outcomes, or histories. While empirical evidence remains elusive, the notion aligns intriguingly with the phenomenology of dreams. In dreams, the mind effortlessly navigates scenarios that feel coherent, complete, and emotionally authentic, even when they diverge entirely from our known reality. The subjective experience is strikingly similar to what one might imagine an alternate universe to be, a self-contained, fully realized existence that obeys its own rules and timelines. Consider the recurring sensation of living another life in dreams. You wake up with memories of events that never occurred in your waking existence. Experiences that feel genuine, emotionally impactful, and at times transformative. This phenomenon, reported across cultures and eras, challenges a purely psychological explanation. While the brain undoubtedly constructs these scenarios from memory and imagination, the consistency, richness, and emotional resonance of certain dreams hint at the possibility of something beyond the immediate neural processes. Fleeting, perhaps intuitive. Connection to alternative pathways of reality. Neuroscience can partially explain this by showing that the brain synthesizes fragments of memory, expectation, and emotional salience during REM sleep. Yet these explanations, while valid, do not fully account for the vividness of certain dreams or the sensation of authenticity and continuity in experiences that never physically occurred. This has led thinkers and scientists to speculate: might the dreaming mind function as a bridge, accessing probabilistic patterns of existence that could correspond to realities outside our current perception? Quantum theories introduce further intrigue. Concepts like superposition suggest that multiple outcomes can coexist until observed, while the many worlds interpretation posits that every possible outcome generates a branching universe. Dreams may reflect an innate sensitivity to these branching possibilities, allowing the mind to simulate alternate lives with remarkable fidelity. In this sense, the act of dreaming may be a cognitive rehearsal for possibilities that exist in a vast, layered reality. Each dream could be a subtle navigation through a network of parallel universes, offering a glimpse of what might have been or might yet be. Historical and cultural accounts reinforce this idea. Across time and geography, humans have described experiences in dreams that feel like alternate realities, lives lived in distant lands, encounters with different identities, and decisions made that diverge from the waking self. These reports, remarkably consistent, suggest that the phenomenon is not merely individual imagination, but a universal aspect of human consciousness. It is as though the mind, during sleep, instinctively explores possibilities that exceed the constraints of a single linear life. Lucid dreaming adds another layer of complexity. When the dreamer gains awareness and can manipulate the dream's environment, the experience resembles conscious navigation through an alternate reality. Actions taken in these dreams can feel consequential within the dream's context, providing insight, emotional resolution, or creative inspiration. The ability to interact with these parallel selves within dreams suggests that consciousness is capable of engaging with multiple realities, even if temporarily. The emotional and psychological impact of these alternate life dreams is profound. Some individuals report life-altering insights, renewed perspectives on personal challenges, or profound existential understanding upon awakening. The experiences are often described as deeply real, sometimes more emotionally resonant than waking life. Such phenomena raise important questions about the nature of identity, memory, and the continuity of consciousness, if the mind can vividly inhabit alternate realities during dreams. What does this imply about the flexibility and expansiveness of consciousness itself? Moreover, these experiences challenge our understanding of reality. While waking life is governed by shared consensus, physical laws, and measurable causality, dreams reveal a reality that feels equally valid but operates under different principles. This duality mirrors the multiverse concept. Our waking universe is just one branch, while dreams provide intuitive access to countless others, each with its own narrative, logic, and trajectory. Ultimately, Part 2 illuminates a striking possibility. Dreams may be more than internal simulations. They could represent fleeting windows into alternative dimensions, glimpses of lives we might have lived, or echoes of parallel existences. They bridge the personal and the universal, connecting subjective experience with the broader possibilities of reality. In dreams, the boundaries between the known and the infinite blur, offering humanity an intimate, nightly encounter with the vastness of existence itself. As we journey further into the exploration of dreams and consciousness, we encounter the concept of the cosmic horizon. In astronomy, the cosmic horizon marks the limit of what we can observe in the universe, the edge beyond which light has not yet reached us. Yet the mind, in its dreaming state, seems to reach beyond the observable, traversing dimensions of experience that challenge our notions of space, time, and identity. Dreams, in this context, become more than psychological phenomena. They are portals to the boundaries of perception, testing the limits of human consciousness. During REM sleep, the brain exhibits heightened activity in regions associated with emotion, memory, and imagination, while the prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought, recedes. Other areas orchestrate complex simulations of reality. Dreams unfold with internal coherence, constructing worlds where the dreamer experiences full immersion, emotional depth, and a sense of presence. In these states, consciousness navigates possibilities that the waking mind cannot fully access. The vividness and authenticity of these experiences suggest that the mind, like an explorer, is mapping territories at the edge of perception. This mapping mirrors humanity's exploration of the universe. Just as telescopes extend our vision to distant galaxies, dreams extend our consciousness to realms unbound by physical law. They offer simulations of alternative lives, temporal anomalies, and hypothetical realities. Within these nocturnal journeys, the mind confronts questions of identity, purpose, and possibility. What does it mean to inhabit a life that never existed? How does encountering an alternate self reshape our understanding of who we are? These questions echo the broader inquiries of cosmology, where the limits of observation and the nature of reality remain subjects of wonder and speculation. The concept of the cosmic horizon in dreams is also metaphorical. It represents the farthest reach of consciousness, the edge of what the mind can explore while the body rests. Beyond this boundary, the dreamer encounters scenarios that may be impossible, paradoxical, or entirely unfamiliar, yet emotionally and cognitively compelling. Here, dreams provide a unique interface with the infinite, a nightly rehearsal of existence in its multiple forms, a simulated traversal of potential realities, and a testing ground for identity and choice. Scientific research has revealed that certain neural patterns during dreaming resemble those observed during imaginative and problem-solving states in waking life. This suggests that dreams are not passive. They are active exercises in cognition, creativity, and emotional processing. By simulating alternative lives, the brain may enhance adaptive thinking, emotional resilience, and even decision-making. In other words, the dream state is both evolutionary and experiential, allowing consciousness to extend its reach, explore new possibilities, and engage with complex realities. Yet despite these insights, the dream state retains an essential mystery. Neuroscience can chart neural activity, identify the regions responsible for emotion and imagery, and describe the physiological processes of sleep. However, the qualitative experience of inhabiting a different life, a different identity, or an entirely separate reality remains beyond empirical measurement. The richness, authenticity, and emotional resonance of such dreams point toward a dimension of experience that is at once personal and universal, subjective yet profound. Some theorists propose that this boundary, the limit of observable consciousness, is not a barrier, but a frontier. Just as the universe contains regions beyond our observation, consciousness may encompass territories that remain inaccessible to waking perception but open to exploration in dreams. The mind in these states becomes an instrument capable of traversing possibilities, probing realities, and encountering aspects of self and universe that are otherwise imperceptible. In this sense, the cosmic horizon of dreams is both literal and symbolic. It is the edge of perception, the boundary of identity and the frontier of potential experience. Moreover, the relationship between dreams and the cosmos is deeply poetic. Just as the night sky evokes awe, wonder, and reflection, dreams evoke similar responses, reminding us of the vastness of both the universe and the mind. Each dream is a microcosm, a universe contained within the neural networks of the brain. Yet it resonates with principles of infinity, complexity, and interconnection. The parallel is striking, as humanity seeks to understand the universe through observation, calculation, and exploration. We also explore the inner universe of consciousness, guided by imagination, emotion, and the subtle patterns of the mind. Ultimately, the cosmic horizon within dreams suggests that human consciousness is not merely reactive, but exploratory. Every night, the mind traverses landscapes of possibility, encounters alternative selves, and experiments with scenarios that challenge the limits of identity, morality, and perception. Dreams extend the boundaries of reality, offering glimpses of infinite potential and suggesting that the universe is as much a landscape of the mind as it is of stars and galaxies. By embracing this dual exploration, both inner and outer humanity may approach a deeper understanding of existence, consciousness, and the infinite possibilities that lie at the intersection of mind and cosmos. Mathematics is often described as the language of the universe. From the spiral arms of galaxies to the orbit of planets, the cosmos is suffused with patterns describable in equations, ratios, and symmetries. Similarly, dreams reveal a hidden mathematics, not in numerical form, but in structural and relational patterns. Dreamscapes exhibit symmetry, recursion, fractal arrangements, and proportional relationships that parallel the geometry of the cosmos. The mind, while creating imaginary worlds, seems inherently attuned to principles that govern the universe itself. Fractals, for example, are self-similar structures that repeat at multiple scales. These appear throughout nature: coastlines, mountain ranges, river networks, and even in the structure of neurons. Remarkably, many dream experiences exhibit fractal qualities. Hallways, landscapes, and urban environments in dreams often extend recursively, folding in upon themselves or expanding infinitely. This fractal quality is not just aesthetic. It mirrors fundamental principles of space, scale, and dimensionality present in the universe, suggesting that the mind unconsciously models the architecture of reality while dreaming. Moreover, dreams frequently display alternative geometries and topologies that defy Euclidean logic. Staircases loop impossibly, rooms connect in non-linear sequences, and landscapes transition seamlessly between scales and dimensions. These experiences echo concepts in theoretical physics, such as warped spacetime, higher dimensions, and quantum entanglement. The mind, during dreams, may simulate realities where these alternative geometric and physical principles operate, effectively creating miniature multiverses within the neural substrate. The relationship between dreams and parallel universes becomes especially intriguing when considering the branching structures of decision-making. In waking life, each choice generates a cascade of potential outcomes. Dreams often manifest these branches visually and experientially. The dreamer may experience lives that diverge from their own, exploring paths not taken, alternate identities, or different environmental contexts. This narrative branching mirrors the theoretical framework of the multiverse, where each decision creates a new reality. In this sense, the mathematics of possibility and branching structures is embedded in the architecture of dreams. Neuroscientific studies have revealed that the brain during REM sleep engages in highly complex pattern recognition and simulation. Neural networks combine fragments of memory, expectation, and imagination into coherent yet flexible structures. While the precise mechanisms remain under investigation, it is evident that the brain's computational capacity allows it to model highly intricate, recursive, and multidimensional scenarios. Dreams, therefore, are not random. They are emergent structures generated by a mind capable of perceiving, interpreting, and simulating the underlying geometries of existence. Cultural and historical accounts provide further insight into this phenomenon. Across civilizations, recurring dream motifs, labyrinths, infinite staircases, mirrored landscapes reflect universal cognitive patterns and an intuitive recognition of mathematical structures. Ancient architects and artists drew inspiration from these dream patterns, translating them into sacred geometry, fractal-inspired designs, and intricate mandalas. In dreams, consciousness experiments with these forms organically, unconsciously exploring symmetries and mathematical relationships that later manifest in human culture and expert understanding. The connection between dreams, mathematics, and the cosmos extends to time as well. Temporal structures in dreams can follow fractal or recursive patterns, where sequences repeat with variation or nested cycles reflect deeper rhythms. These temporal geometries echo the cyclical and recursive processes observed in astrophysics. From orbital resonances to the rhythmic oscillations of cosmic structures. Dreams, then, act as laboratories where consciousness tests, manipulates, and internalizes the complex temporal and spatial patterns inherent in the universe. Furthermore, dreams may provide intuitive access to realities beyond our immediate perception. By simulating alternative paths, recursive structures, and nonlinear geometries, the mind explores possibilities that may correspond to parallel or branching universes. Though empirical verification is elusive, the subjective experience of coherence, emotional resonance, and authenticity in these dreams suggests that the mind is attuned to deeper cosmic principles. In effect, dreaming becomes a nightly exploration of mathematical and structural truths that underpin both the internal and external universe. Ultimately, Part 2 highlights a remarkable synergy. The mathematics of dreams reflects the geometry of the cosmos, the fractal nature of existence, and the branching structures of potential realities. Consciousness, in its nocturnal simulations, constructs, navigates, and experiments with these patterns, linking the inner world of the mind with the outer architecture of the universe. In this way, dreams are not merely ephemeral experiences. They are explorations of possibility, structure, and cosmic connection, bridging subjective perception and universal order. The architecture of the universe and the mechanics of dreams converge in fascinating ways, revealing a deep connection between consciousness and cosmic structure. Dreams are more than passive reflections. They are active simulations, intricate systems that mirror the geometries, patterns, and rhythms found in the cosmos. Within the neural networks of the brain, consciousness orchestrates experiences that are structurally coherent, temporally flexible, and emotionally resonant, creating worlds that echo the architecture of existence itself. Consider the analogy between neural pathways and cosmic filaments. In the universe, galaxies form vast networks connected by dark matter and gravitational structures, shaping the large-scale geometry of the cosmos. In the human brain, neurons form similarly complex networks, transmitting electrical and chemical signals that generate consciousness. During dreams, these neural networks engage in recursive, branching, and self-organizing activity, producing experiences that parallel cosmic structures, interconnected, hierarchical, and layered, capable of sustaining diverse yet coherent realities. The mind's capacity to simulate infinite scenarios mirrors the universe's multiplicity. In dreams, one can experience simultaneous variations of a single event, parallel lives, or alternative identities. Much like the branching universes theorized by physicists, these dream experiences suggest that consciousness operates in a manner akin to a probabilistic engine, exploring potential realities and constructing internally consistent models. In doing so, the brain may be tapping into principles that underlie the cosmos itself: self-organization, symmetry, recursion, and emergent complexity. Moreover, The emotional dynamics of dreams are intertwined with these structural and mathematical patterns. Emotional salience guides the focus of attention, reinforcing certain sequences and structures over others. This is analogous to the way matter and energy interact in the cosmos. Gravitational forces, electromagnetic fields, and other interactions shape the formation of galaxies, stars, and planets. In dreams, consciousness applies analogous forces, shaping the geometry of experience according to attention, memory, and affective significance. The result is a dream world that is not only geometrically coherent, but dynamically alive, mirroring the vitality and complexity of the universe itself. Fractal patterns, as observed in both nature and dreamscapes, provide another link between consciousness and cosmic structure. Fractals encode self-similarity across scales, a principle evident in everything from coastlines to clouds to neuronal dendrites. Dreams frequently employ fractal arrangements, environments that loop recursively, temporal sequences that repeat with variation, and narrative threads that reflect layered coherence. These fractal dynamics suggest that consciousness is tuned to self-similar patterns, capable of exploring scaling variant structures that echo the universal blueprint. Time, too, becomes a flexible geometry in dreams. Moments can stretch or collapse, sequences can recur or diverge, and causality can bend. This temporal elasticity mirrors concepts in cosmology, such as relativistic time dilation, gravitational effects on spacetime, and quantum temporal indeterminacy. In dreaming, consciousness navigates these temporal geometries intuitively, simulating experiences that reveal the malleable nature of reality and the intricate weave of time. Memory and perception. Philosophically, this synthesis suggests that consciousness is an active participant in the universe's unfolding, just as stars form from gravitational interactions and cosmic forces. Conscious experiences emerge from the dynamic interplay of neural networks, memory, emotion, and attention. Dreams are laboratories where consciousness experiments with possibility, structure, and identity, constructing realities that reflect both internal cognition and external cosmic principles. The universe is not merely observed by consciousness. It is, in a sense, mirrored within it. Furthermore, dreams provide a unique lens through which to explore the limits of perception. While waking cognition is constrained by shared reality, physics, and sensory input, the dreaming mind operates freely, capable of synthesizing improbable scenarios, navigating higher dimensional spaces, and simulating alternative realities. This suggests that consciousness is not limited to the immediate and observable, but is inherently exploratory, capable of engaging with both the microcosm of neural activity and the macrocosm of cosmic patterns. Ultimately, the synthesis of consciousness, dream mechanics, and cosmic geometry highlights a profound insight. The universe and the mind are entwined in a reciprocal relationship. Dreams act as nightly excursions into this relationship, offering experiential access to structures, patterns, and possibilities that extend beyond the constraints of waking perception. Through dreams, the mind mirrors the universe's complexity, simulates its multiplicity, and resonates with its fundamental principles. In conclusion, Part 3 demonstrates that the mechanics of dreams, the structure of consciousness, and the architecture of the cosmos are deeply interlinked. By studying and experiencing dreams, humanity engages not only with its own inner universe, but also with echoes of the cosmic order. Dreams become a bridge between mind and cosmos, a nightly voyage to the frontier of perception, geometry, and existence itself. They reveal that consciousness is both a navigator and a participant in the infinite, capable of exploring realms that span the boundary between the internal and the external, the possible and the real. Infinity is a concept that has fascinated humanity for millennia, spanning philosophy, mathematics, and cosmology. It represents a boundaryless expanse, a scale without end, a possibility that transcends the finite structures of daily experience. Humans instinctively grapple with the idea of the infinite, even though our perception is inherently limited. Dreams offer a unique arena in which this intuition can manifest, allowing consciousness to explore realities that defy conventional limits of space, time, and identity. From a mathematical perspective, infinity appears in multiple forms. There is the notion of countable infinity, such as the sequence of natural numbers, and uncountable infinity, exemplified by the continuum of real numbers. In cosmology, the infinity emerges in discussions of the universe's scale and the possibility of parallel or branching universes. Dreams, intriguingly, provide experiential access to analogous forms of infinity. Endless landscapes, recursive structures, and boundless possibilities within the narrative arcs of the dream world. Here, consciousness encounters the infinite not as an abstraction, but as a lived reality. Human perception struggles to fully comprehend infinity, because our brains evolved to navigate a world of finite, tangible scales. Nevertheless, dreams allow the mind to bypass these constraints. In dreams, we can walk endlessly through landscapes, observe sequences of events that compress decades into minutes, and inhabit identities that extend beyond the familiar self. These experiences mirror mathematical and cosmological infinities, providing a subjective yet vivid encounter with the concept. The infinite becomes tangible, navigable, and emotionally resonant. Philosophically, infinity challenges the very notion of identity. If reality is infinite, then every possibility, every choice, every alternative life, every divergence from our current path exists somewhere. In dreams, we often encounter these alternative selves, inhabiting lives that feel authentic yet never occurred in waking reality. These experiences resonate with the concept of infinite branching universes, where each possibility materializes in a separate, self-contained reality. Consciousness in dreams appears capable of traversing these infinite possibilities, intuitively exploring the what-ifs that structure the broader tapestry of existence. Historically, cultures across the world have reflected on infinity in mystical and symbolic terms. In Eastern philosophies, infinity is linked to the eternal nature of consciousness, cycles of rebirth, and the boundless nature of the cosmos. In Western traditions, it is often associated with divine omniscience, the eternal progression of time, and the vastness of creation. Dreams, in this context, can be seen as nightly encounters with the infinite, subjective journeys in which consciousness experiences expanses of possibility, cycles of time, and alternate realities that echo universal principles, the recursive and fractal. Structures observed in dreams also evoke the infinite. Fractals, by definition, contain self-similar patterns at every scale, extending indefinitely. Dreamscapes frequently exhibit such recursive qualities, landscapes that fold into themselves, sequences that repeat with variation, and temporal structures that spiral outward. These qualities allow consciousness to experience continuity and expansion simultaneously, creating a phenomenological sense of infinity that is both immediate and profound. Neuroscience provides insights into how the brain generates these experiences. During REM sleep, the mind exhibits heightened activity in regions associated with imagination, emotion, and memory integration. Neural networks simulate scenarios that extend beyond waking constraints, creating coherent yet boundless experiences. While these mechanisms explain the process, they do not diminish the significance. The subjective experience of infinity in dreams provides humans with an intuitive grasp of concepts that might otherwise remain abstract or incomprehensible, emotionally and psychologically. Encountering the infinite in dreams can be transformative. Individuals often report feelings of awe, transcendence, or humility upon waking, as if they have glimpsed a reality larger than themselves. These experiences can reshape perspectives on identity, purpose, and the nature of existence. In this sense, dreams serve as nightly laboratories for the mind, where consciousness rehearses engagement with infinity, exploring its cognitive, emotional, and existential dimensions. Ultimately, Part 1 establishes that infinity is not merely a theoretical abstraction, but a lived experience in dreams. Human consciousness, in its capacity for imagination, emotional depth, and structural understanding, can navigate boundless landscapes, encounter endless possibilities, and interact with alternative versions of the self. Dreams transform infinity from an abstract, distant idea into a tangible, experiential reality, bridging the gap between the finite mind and the infinite cosmos. Infinity is not only a philosophical and mathematical construct, it is also a principle that resonates throughout the cosmos. Galaxies, star clusters, and cosmic filaments extend across unimaginable distances, reflecting structures that seem both endless and interconnected. The universe itself may be infinite, either spatially, temporally, or both, suggesting that reality encompasses scales far beyond human perception. Within this context, dreams can be seen as microcosmic encounters with the infinite, simulations in which consciousness navigates realities that echo the vastness and complexity of the cosmos. Cosmic structures often exhibit fractal and recursive properties, reminiscent of the patterns encountered in dreams. From the swirling spirals of galaxies to the branching networks of cosmic filaments, the universe's geometry mirrors recursive principles where patterns repeat across scales. Dreams frequently employ analogous structures, endless corridors, recursive landscapes, and self-similar sequences that create a phenomenological sense of infinity. In these nocturnal experiences, consciousness explores realms where spatial and temporal boundaries dissolve, engaging with the cosmos in a uniquely intimate and experiential way. The connection between dreams and cosmic infinity becomes particularly compelling when considering parallel universes. Theoretical physics proposes that multiple universes may exist simultaneously, each containing variations of physical laws, histories, and possibilities. Dreams, in their narrative and experiential branching, simulate similar phenomena, alternative identities, divergent timelines, and parallel scenarios. The mind, in dreaming, appears to intuitively model the multiplicity of existence, offering a nightly rehearsal of infinite possibilities. This suggests that dreams may provide insight into the structural and probabilistic nature of the cosmos itself. Moreover, the cyclical and iterative patterns in dreams echo cosmic rhythms. Stars are born, evolve, and die. Galaxies collide, merge, and disperse. Cosmic structures expand and contract in cycles governed by gravitational and thermodynamic principles. Dreams too often exhibit cyclical motifs, repeating events, revisited locations, and recurring symbols. These cycles not only provide internal coherence, but may also allow consciousness to attune to universal rhythms, experiencing on a subjective scale the infinite cycles that govern cosmic evolution. Emotionally, encounters with cosmic infinity in dreams elicit profound responses. Wonder and a sense of interconnectedness frequently accompany dreams of vast spaces, recursive worlds, or alternative existences. These feelings mirror the human reaction to contemplating the night sky or the enormity of the cosmos, a recognition of our place within an incomprehensibly large and intricate universe. Dreams, in this sense, act as bridges between subjective perception and objective scale, enabling humans to engage emotionally, cognitively, and spiritually with the infinite. Neuroscience suggests that during REM sleep, the brain's default mode network, responsible for self-referential thinking and mental simulation, facilitates these explorations. Neural circuits integrate memory, emotion, and abstract representation, producing experiences that are coherent yet boundless. While the physiological mechanisms are increasingly understood, the qualitative experience, the feeling of traversing infinite space or inhabiting, alternate realities remains uniquely subjective. This highlights the interplay between objective structures of the cosmos and the subjective experiences of consciousness. The symbolic dimension of infinity also emerges in dreams. Endless pathways may represent limitless potential. Infinite staircases may signify growth, evolution, or transcendence. Boundless skies may evoke freedom or a connection to the universal. In this sense, dreams translate abstract cosmic principles into personally meaningful experiences, allowing consciousness to explore infinity not only as an external phenomenon, but as a deeply internalized, emotional, and cognitive reality. Furthermore, dreams often merge the microcosm and macrocosm. A single neuron's firing pattern can simulate a vast landscape. A fleeting memory can evoke a cosmos-spanning narrative. In this synthesis, consciousness demonstrates its capacity to model infinity on multiple scales simultaneously, reflecting both the internal architecture of the mind and the external architecture of the universe. Dreams, therefore, are not mere illusions. They are complex simulations in which subjective experience mirrors cosmic structure. Ultimately, Part 2 highlights that infinity is a shared principle between consciousness and the cosmos. Dreams provide a unique, experiential interface, allowing humans to explore boundless landscapes, recursive patterns, and alternative possibilities. In this way, the infinite is not only a mathematical or philosophical abstraction, but a living, experiential reality woven into the fabric of dreaming consciousness and reflected in the vastness of the universe. Through dreams, humanity experiences, rehearses, and contemplates infinity, bridging subjective perception with cosmic scale. While infinity in mathematics and cosmology describes boundless quantities and scales, its manifestation within human consciousness is equally profound. Dreams serve as a unique conduit through which the mind experiences, interprets, and internalizes the infinite. In this nightly theater, consciousness navigates realms that exceed the limits of space, time, and identity, providing an intimate encounter with concepts that, in waking life, may seem abstract or unreachable. In dreams, the self often experiences multiple layers of reality simultaneously. One may inhabit a familiar city while simultaneously walking an endless corridor of surreal architecture, or live out an alternate identity alongside one's waking self. These experiences provide a phenomenological understanding of infinity, a lived sense of boundlessness and multiplicity that transcends the constraints of ordinary perception. Consciousness, through dreaming, rehearses encounters with infinite possibilities, exploring paths that extend beyond linear causality and limited spatial. Awareness, memory, and imagination are central to this process. The brain integrates past experiences, latent desires, and creative constructs to produce environments that can extend endlessly. A forest may stretch beyond sight, a staircase may spiral infinitely, or a timeline may loop without resolution. These dream phenomena create subjective encounters with infinity, offering insight into the vast potentialities embedded within consciousness itself. Dreams, therefore, are laboratories of the mind, where infinite scenarios can be simulated, explored, and understood emotionally and cognitively. Emotion amplifies the perception of infinity in dreams. Feelings of awe, wonder, or transcendence often accompany experiences of boundless landscapes, recursive environments, or alternative identities. This emotional resonance is not incidental. It reflects the mind's capacity to grasp the immensity of possibility and complexity by engaging both cognitive and affective faculties. Dreams allow humans to experience infinity in a way that is holistic, integrating perception, understanding, and feeling. Furthermore, the symbolic dimension of infinity in dreams provides profound insights. Endless roads may symbolize limitless potential. Recurring motifs may represent cycles of life, growth, or evolution. Infinite skies may evoke connection with the universal or the transcendent. Through these symbols, consciousness encodes abstract principles of infinity into experiential forms, enabling understanding that bridges intellect, intuition, and emotion. Dreams translate the concept of infinity from the realm of abstraction into a living, perceptible reality. Neuroscientific research supports the notion that dreaming involves sophisticated simulations of complex systems. Neural networks engage in recursive processing, pattern recognition, and associative linking, producing coherent yet boundless experiences. While these mechanisms elucidate the how of infinite dreamscapes, they do not diminish their significance. The experiential reality of infinity's emotional, cognitive, and imaginative impact remains uniquely human. Consciousness, in this sense, becomes both observer and participant in a vast landscape of potentialities. Philosophically, dreams suggest that infinity is not merely external or mathematical. It is inherent in the structure of mind and perception. The capacity to envision, inhabit, and navigate infinite scenarios reflects the mind's deep attunement to possibilities that transcend ordinary reality. Dreams allow humans to rehearse interactions with the infinite, exploring alternative selves, branching paths, and boundless environments. In doing so, consciousness demonstrates an intrinsic connection to the boundless, a nightly engagement with the infinite as both concept and lived experience. The interplay of recursion, fractal geometry, and emotional resonance in dreams further enhances this connection. Self-similar structures, endlessly repeating motifs, and layered narratives allow consciousness to experience the infinite as both process and form. Dreams thus function as simulations of complex, boundless systems, enabling humans to comprehend and navigate infinity intuitively, creatively, and emotionally. In these nightly journeys, the mind encounters principles that govern both internal and external realities, merging subjective perception with universal structure. Ultimately, Part 3 illuminates the profound ways in which infinity manifests within consciousness and dreams. By navigating endless spaces, alternate timelines, and recursive structures, the mind experiences concepts that, in waking life, are largely theoretical. Dreams transform infinity from abstraction into lived reality, bridging human perception with the cosmic scale. Through these nocturnal explorations, consciousness gains insight into its own potential, the multiplicity of existence, and the boundless nature of reality itself. Dreams are thus not only windows into the mind, but also bridges to the infinite, revealing the intimate and profound connections between human awareness, imagination, and the cosmos. Lucid dreaming represents a unique intersection between consciousness, perception, and the dream world. Unlike ordinary dreams, in which the dreamer passively experiences events, a lucid dream is characterized by self-awareness. The dreamer recognizes that they are dreaming and can, to varying degrees, influence the dream's narrative, environment, and outcomes. This phenomenon transforms dreaming from a passive state into an active exploration of consciousness, revealing the mind's capacity to navigate and manipulate alternative realities. Scientific research has confirmed the existence of lucid dreaming and has begun to explore its mechanisms. Functional neuroimaging indicates that during lucid dreams, areas of the prefrontal cortex responsible for self-reflection, decision-making, and metacognition become more active compared to non-lucid REM sleep. This activation allows the dreamer to maintain awareness of their identity and agency within the dream, creating a bridge between waking consciousness and the dream state. In essence, lucid dreaming allows the mind to observe itself while simultaneously participating in a self-generated reality. Historically, many cultures have recognized and harnessed the power of lucid dreams. Ancient Tibetan practices, such as dream yoga, emphasized conscious dreaming as a method of spiritual growth and self-realization. Indigenous traditions around the world have documented techniques to become aware within dreams, often associating these experiences with guidance, insight, and the exploration of parallel realities. The consistent cross-cultural acknowledgement of lucid dreaming suggests that this ability is a fundamental aspect of human consciousness. Waiting to be cultivated and understood, lucid dreaming transforms the perception of possibility. In ordinary dreams, events unfold according to the mind's spontaneous narratives, often shaped by memory, emotion, and subconscious thought. In lucid dreams, however, the dreamer can consciously alter the storyline, manipulate environments, and even defy physical laws. Gravity may be suspended, time may flow backward, or landscapes may shift according to intentional thought. This capacity for control highlights the extraordinary flexibility of the dreaming mind and provides an experiential laboratory for exploring consciousness itself. Furthermore, lucid dreaming offers a rare opportunity to experiment with identity and perception. Dreamers can inhabit alternative selves, assume fantastical forms, or interact with dream characters in ways that reveal the fluidity of consciousness. These experiences echo the concept of parallel or branching universes, where alternative possibilities can coexist and be explored. By becoming aware within dreams, individuals gain insight into the multiplicity of self and the probabilistic nature of reality, experiencing firsthand the potential for alternative paths, identities, and outcomes. The benefits of lucid dreaming extend beyond philosophical or theoretical inquiry. Psychologically, lucid dreams can provide emotional resolution, rehearse difficult scenarios, and foster creativity. Individuals have reported using lucid dreaming to confront fears, practice skills, or explore complex ideas. This conscious engagement within the dream state demonstrates the mind's capacity to integrate awareness, intention, and imagination, effectively turning dreams into a controlled environment for personal growth, problem-solving, and self-exploration. Neurologically, the emergence of lucid dreaming may involve the synchronization of multiple brain regions. The visual cortex constructs vivid imagery. The limbic system modulates emotion, and the prefrontal cortex enables reflective awareness and volitional control. This coordinated activity allows the dreamer not only to perceive the dream as a coherent reality, but also to intervene consciously, blending the mechanics of perception, memory, and imagination. In this sense, lucid dreaming reveals the mind's inherent ability to generate self-contained, manipulable universes. Finally, Part 1 establishes that lucid dreaming is both a natural phenomenon and a potential skill. It transforms the dreamer's role from passive observer to active participant, offering unprecedented access to the inner landscapes of the mind and the exploration of alternative realities. By cultivating awareness within dreams, individuals can engage with their own consciousness, navigate infinite possibilities, and experiment with the boundaries of perception and control. Lucid dreaming, therefore, represents a profound frontier in the study of consciousness, where the mind becomes both architect and explorer of self-generated worlds. Lucid dreaming transforms the dreamer's experience from passive observation into active creation. Within the lucid dream state, the mind attains a level of agency that allows for manipulation of the dream universe. Gravity, time, space, and physical laws, normally taken as fixed in waking life, become malleable. The dreamer can fly across vast landscapes, traverse impossible geometries, or alter entire scenarios through intention and imagination. This capacity highlights not only the mind's creative potential, but also its deep resonance with universal principles of structure, possibility, and complexity. At the core of this phenomenon lies the intricate interplay between consciousness and perception. During lucid dreaming, awareness of the self within the dream enables the brain to modulate its own neural simulations. Visual, auditory, and tactile experiences can be consciously altered, producing environments that defy natural laws. The mind effectively becomes both observer and architect, capable of constructing vast, coherent, and dynamic dreamscapes. In this sense, lucid dreaming can be understood as a form of subjective, Cosmology. The dreamer generates and explores self-contained universes that mirror, exaggerate, or diverge from reality. Controlling a dream universe requires not only awareness, but also intention and focus. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive function and metacognition, is particularly active during lucid dreams. This activation allows the dreamer to maintain coherence while making deliberate modifications to the dream structure. Whether transforming a simple room into a sprawling city or bending time to experience centuries in moments, the lucid dreamer exercises a profound mastery over the simulated universe. Such control mirrors the concept of consciousness interacting with cosmic structures, suggesting that the mind is inherently capable of exploring and even shaping complex realities. Lucid dreaming also provides a unique laboratory for experimentation with alternative physics and metaphysical principles. Dreamers often report bending or breaking conventional rules, walking through walls, reversing causality, or changing the properties of objects at will. These experiences reveal the mind's ability to conceptualize and navigate realities unconstrained by waking logic. From a cognitive standpoint, this capacity demonstrates that the brain is capable of generating internally consistent simulations of alternative universes, complete with emergent structures, rules, and dynamic interactions. In other words, within the lucid dream, consciousness can explore worlds that extend beyond the limitations of the physical cosmos. Moreover, the manipulation of dream environments often carries emotional and psychological significance. For instance, altering a threatening scenario or confronting a fearsome figure can provide a sense of empowerment and agency. Expanding a dream landscape or introducing fantastical elements can foster creativity, problem-solving, and inspiration. By consciously shaping the dream universe, the individual engages not only with the mechanics of the dream, but also with the internal dynamics of self-perception, identity, and possibility. The dream becomes a bridge between internal understanding and external imagination. Dream characters and entities also respond to the dreamer's intentions, creating a dynamic system of interaction. These autonomous agents, while products of the subconscious, often exhibit behaviors that are unexpected, adaptive, or symbolic. In lucid dreaming, the dreamer can guide, collaborate with, or challenge these characters, exploring relationships and dynamics that illuminate both personal psychology and the principles of complex systems. Such interactions reinforce the notion that the lucid dream universe is a living, responsive space, shaped by the interplay between conscious intent and emergent phenomena. Interestingly, many lucid dreamers describe experiences of infinite expansion within their dream universes. A simple corridor may extend endlessly, a room may open into boundless landscapes, or a single act of imagination may generate entire worlds. This expansion mirrors the structure of the cosmos, where vast networks of galaxies and cosmic filaments extend beyond direct perception. Within the lucid dream, the mind navigates this boundless space intuitively, demonstrating that consciousness can comprehend, explore, and interact with infinite structures on a subjective scale. Ultimately, Part 2 illustrates that lucid dreaming is more than mere entertainment or psychological exercise. It is an exploration of consciousness as a creative, universe-generating force. By cultivating awareness, intention, and focus, dreamers can manipulate environments, test alternative realities, and expand their perception of possibility. In doing so, the mind engages in a form of experiential cosmology, interacting with structures, rules, and dynamics that echo both the infinite potential of the dream world and the vast architecture of the universe itself. Lucid dreaming not only allows for control over dream environments, but also facilitates profound insights into consciousness itself. By navigating dreamscapes with awareness, the dreamer encounters an expanded sense of self, revealing layers of identity, perception, and potential that remain largely inaccessible in waking life. This conscious engagement within dreams creates a bridge between subjective experience and universal principles, allowing humans to explore their place within the broader cosmos while simultaneously cultivating internal awareness. The development of consciousness through lucid dreaming can be profound. Regular practice enhances metacognitive abilities, fostering greater self-reflection and emotional regulation. Dreamers often report increased creativity, problem-solving skills, and adaptability in waking life, suggesting that the lucid mind acts as a laboratory for cognitive evolution. Within dreams, consciousness can experiment with alternative choices, explore multiple scenarios, and inhabit diverse identities, providing insight into the fluidity and multiplicity of the self. Lucid dreams also create a platform for experiential exploration of universal interconnectedness. Many dreamers describe sensations of unity, boundlessness, or a connection with cosmic rhythms and structures. In these moments, consciousness perceives itself not merely as an individual entity, but as part of an intricate, interconnected network of existence. These experiences mirror philosophical and spiritual understandings of infinity, emphasizing the relationship between individual awareness and the broader architecture of reality. Dreams, therefore, serve as a nightly rehearsal for understanding consciousness both internally and cosmically. Emotion plays a critical role in these experiences. The intensity of feelings during lucid dreams, whether awe, wonder, fear, or transcendence, magnifies the sense of universal connectivity. The dreamer experiences infinite landscapes, alternative selves, and recursive patterns, not just intellectually, but emotionally, integrating affective and cognitive understanding. This synthesis enhances the depth of insight and the internalization of infinite principles, allowing the mind to relate abstract concepts to lived experience. Furthermore, lucid dreaming provides an avenue for exploring the metaphysical potential of consciousness. Dreamers can intentionally manipulate the properties of their dream universe, engaging with phenomena that defy conventional physics, time, or identity. In doing so, they develop a form of experiential philosophy, testing the boundaries of perception, reality, and causality. These explorations can deepen understanding of how consciousness constructs reality, offering insight into both subjective experience and the nature of existence itself. Interactions with dream characters and autonomous entities further enrich these explorations. Lucid dreamers can observe, converse with, and influence these beings, creating dynamic relationships that reflect complex systems and interdependent structures. Such encounters often reveal subconscious patterns, archetypal dynamics, or novel problem-solving strategies. In this sense, lucid dreams function as microcosms for understanding networks of consciousness, both within the self and extending metaphorically to the universe. The practice of lucid dreaming also encourages intentional exploration of infinite possibilities. By consciously navigating recursive landscapes, expanding temporal perception, and experimenting with alternative identities, the dreamer experiences multiplicity directly. Each dream becomes a sandbox for encountering and rehearsing infinite scenarios, reflecting the branching possibilities inherent in both consciousness and cosmology. This experiential engagement fosters a deeper appreciation for the vastness of potential, bridging subjective perception with abstract universality. Finally, Part 3 emphasizes that lucid dreaming is a tool for both self-exploration and cosmic attunement. By cultivating awareness, intention, and focus within dreams, individuals can engage with their own consciousness, navigate infinite possibilities, and perceive the interconnectedness of all things. Lucid dreaming transforms the nightly experience into a dialogue between mind and universe, revealing the profound capacity of consciousness to explore, understand, and harmonize with infinite realities. Through this process, humans gain not only insight into themselves, but also an intuitive understanding of the boundless, recursive, and interconnected nature of existence. Dreams are not merely fleeting narratives of the night. They are intricately linked to the mechanisms of memory and cognition. Neuroscientific research indicates that during REM sleep the phase most strongly associated with vivid dreaming, the brain engages in intensive memory consolidation. Experiences, skills, and emotional events from waking life are processed, reorganized, and integrated into long-term memory. Dreams act as a bridge in this process, providing a narrative framework through which memories are rehearsed, abstracted, and contextualized. One of the central functions of dreaming is believed to be the simulation of possible future scenarios. By replaying events, manipulating outcomes, and exploring alternative solutions within dreams, the brain strengthens problem-solving abilities and adaptive responses. This process is not arbitrary. It reflects a sophisticated integration of episodic and procedural memory. In essence, dreams serve as a laboratory where the mind can experiment with memory, prediction, and learning without the constraints or consequences of the external world. Neural activity during dreaming further illuminates this connection. The hippocampus, a key structure in memory formation, interacts with the neocortex to consolidate information from short-term experiences into long-term memory. During REM sleep, these regions engage in dynamic communication, allowing the brain to extract patterns, establish associations, and generate complex narratives. Dreams provide the experiential substrate for this activity, creating scenarios in which the brain can rehearse adaptive behaviors, emotional responses, and creative problem-solving strategies. Emotions play a crucial role in the memory function of dreams. The amygdala, which processes emotional significance, is highly active during REM sleep. This heightened activity allows dreams to encode not only factual information, but also emotional context, enhancing the brain's capacity to learn from and adapt to emotionally charged experiences. By embedding memory within an emotional and narrative framework, dreams enable the mind to internalize lessons, navigate uncertainty, and refine responses to future challenges. Dreams also facilitate the integration of disparate memories. Events from different periods, locations, or contexts are often woven together into coherent dream narratives. This associative process allows the brain to form novel connections, foster creativity, and generate insights that might not emerge during waking thought. In this sense, dreaming functions as a cognitive simulator, where memory, imagination, and problem-solving converge to explore possibilities and consolidate learning. Interestingly, some dreams appear to draw upon latent or forgotten memories. The mind can access information not immediately retrievable during waking consciousness, suggesting that dreaming enables a deeper, less filtered interaction with the brain's memory stores. This phenomenon provides insight into the complexity and depth of human cognition, revealing that the mind continually processes, organizes, and integrates information beyond the constraints of conscious attention. Additionally, dreams may play a role in self-perception and identity. By integrating memories into coherent narratives, dreams help maintain a continuous sense of self across time. They allow individuals to rehearse social interactions, reflect on personal choices, and explore alternative paths. In doing so, dreams reinforce not only cognitive abilities, but also the psychological architecture of identity, memory, and self-awareness from a broader perspective. The interaction between dreams and memory highlights the adaptive function of dreaming. Far from being random or meaningless, dreams provide a cognitive mechanism for refining memory, rehearsing survival strategies, and exploring emotional landscapes. By creating immersive simulations of experience, the mind consolidates knowledge, integrates emotions, and cultivates flexibility and creativity, preparing the individual for the uncertainties and challenges of waking life. Ultimately, Part 1 establishes that dreams are deeply intertwined with memory and brain function. They serve as a cognitive and emotional processing system, where experiences are encoded, rehearsed, and integrated into the architecture of consciousness. Through dreaming, the mind navigates past experiences, simulates future possibilities, and maintains the continuity of identity, highlighting the intricate relationship between sleep, memory, and the dynamic landscape of the human mind. Dreams are windows into the subconscious mind, providing a rich tapestry of symbols, emotions, and latent desires. While waking cognition often filters or suppresses certain thoughts and impulses, the dreaming mind operates with greater freedom, allowing hidden aspects of consciousness to surface. This interaction between dream content and subconscious processes enables the brain to reconcile conflicting emotions, integrate unresolved experiences, and explore alternative perspectives in a safe, internal environment. The subconscious influence on dreams manifests in multiple ways. Recurring themes, archetypal characters, or emotionally charged scenarios often reveal unresolved psychological tensions. For instance, dreams of falling, being pursued, or losing control frequently reflect anxiety or internal conflict. By presenting these experiences symbolically, dreams allow individuals to confront and process emotions that may be inaccessible or suppressed during waking life. This processing strengthens emotional resilience and fosters deeper self-understanding. Dreams also reveal the architecture of mental networks. Cognitive science suggests that the brain organizes memories, emotions, and knowledge into interconnected structures. During dreaming, these networks become highly active, allowing associations to form between disparate elements of experience. A single dream may blend childhood memories, recent experiences, and imagined scenarios into a coherent narrative, highlighting the mind's capacity to synthesize information across temporal, spatial, and conceptual boundaries. In this way, dreams function as dynamic representations of mental structure, offering insight into how the subconscious organizes thought and experience. The symbolic nature of dreams enhances their psychological significance. Visual imagery, surreal landscapes, and metaphorical events often encode information about internal states, desires, or fears. By interpreting these symbols, individuals can gain access to aspects of the subconscious that are otherwise difficult to articulate. Jungian psychology, for example, emphasizes that archetypal motifs in dreams reflect universal structures of the collective unconscious, revealing patterns that are shared across cultures and individuals. These patterns illustrate that dreams are not merely personal, but also resonate with broader human cognitive frameworks. Emotion plays a critical role in linking dreams with subconscious processing. The intensity of feelings experienced in dreams, such as fear, joy, awe, or sorrow, amplifies the brain's engagement with underlying psychological content. By embedding emotions within simulated experiences, dreams allow the subconscious mind to rehearse adaptive responses, evaluate potential outcomes, and reconcile internal conflicts. This emotional integration supports mental flexibility, resilience, and insight, highlighting the functional significance of dreams for overall cognitive and emotional health. Additionally, the dreaming mind experiments with problem-solving and creative synthesis. By juxtaposing seemingly unrelated ideas, dreams facilitate novel connections and unexpected solutions. Scientific discoveries, artistic inspiration, and innovative ideas have frequently emerged from dream insights, demonstrating the subconscious mind's capacity to transcend conventional logic and access alternative cognitive pathways. In this sense, dreams serve as a bridge between conscious intention and subconscious creativity, enriching both personal understanding and adaptive capability. The interplay between conscious reflection and subconscious exploration is further enhanced in lucid dreams. When the dreamer attains self-awareness within the dream, they can interact directly with subconscious content, question symbolic events, and influence narrative outcomes. This conscious-subconscious dialogue provides an unprecedented avenue for personal insight, emotional processing, and mental integration. By engaging with hidden layers of the mind intentionally, Lucid dreaming transforms nocturnal experience into a tool for cognitive and emotional development. Neuroscience corroborates the significance of dreams for subconscious processing. The activation patterns observed during REM sleep suggest that the brain prioritizes the integration of affective, mnemonic, and associative processes. Dreaming involves complex interactions among the amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex, allowing emotional and cognitive content to converge dynamically. These interactions facilitate memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and the rehearsal of adaptive responses, illustrating the functional sophistication of dream states in shaping mental architecture. Ultimately, Part 2 demonstrates that dreams provide a powerful interface between the conscious and subconscious mind. By visualizing symbolic representations, integrating emotional content, and experimenting with alternative realities, the dreaming brain strengthens cognitive networks, supports emotional well-being, and cultivates creative problem-solving. Dreams, therefore, are not random or meaningless. They are active processes that reveal the deep architecture of the mind and enable the exploration, organization, and enhancement of mental structures. Dreams are essential facilitators of cognitive development, learning, and mental adaptability. Beyond their emotional and symbolic dimensions, dreams actively contribute to the refinement and consolidation of knowledge acquired during waking life. Neuroscientific studies reveal that REM sleep, the phase most strongly associated with vivid dreaming, is crucial for memory consolidation, skill acquisition, and problem solving. During this stage, the brain replays neural patterns associated with recent experiences, strengthening synaptic connections and integrating information into long-term memory. One of the most significant aspects of dreaming in learning is the rehearsal of procedural and motor skills. For example, musicians, athletes, and performers often report practicing actions within dreams, effectively simulating real-life scenarios without physical execution. Studies indicate that neural pathways activated during these dream rehearsals overlap with those used in actual performance, suggesting that the mind can refine motor sequences and cognitive strategies while asleep. In this way, dreams serve as a virtual training ground, allowing the brain to consolidate and optimize learning outcomes. Dreams also enhance problem-solving and creative thinking. By presenting challenges in novel, often abstract, contexts, the brain can explore alternative strategies and solutions. The associative nature of dream narratives linking seemingly unrelated concepts and experiences fosters creativity by encouraging unconventional connections. Many scientists, artists, and inventors have historically credited dream insights with breakthroughs, demonstrating that the dreaming mind can access cognitive processes inaccessible during waking thought. Through these nocturnal experiments, the brain strengthens mental flexibility and adaptability. Memory consolidation is another central function of dreams. By integrating emotional, procedural, and factual information into coherent narratives, the brain stabilizes newly acquired knowledge and ensures its accessibility for future use. This process is enhanced by the emotional salience of dreams, which amplifies the retention of experiences and lessons. Dreams often contextualize memories, linking past experiences to potential future scenarios, enabling individuals to anticipate challenges, make informed decisions, and adapt to changing environments. Furthermore, dreams support the refinement of cognitive skimmers mental frameworks used to interpret the world. By simulating diverse situations, social interactions, and problem-solving scenarios, the brain tests, updates, and optimizes these schemas. This nocturnal rehearsal strengthens cognitive resilience, allowing individuals to navigate complex, ambiguous, or novel situations more effectively during waking life. In this sense, dreams act as a rehearsal stage for adaptive cognition, exposing mental structures remain flexible and responsive. Lucid dreaming, in particular, amplifies these benefits. When the dreamer attains awareness within the dream, they can intentionally engage with learning scenarios, consciously manipulate problem-solving exercises, and explore alternative strategies. This active participation not only consolidates knowledge, but also encourages metacognitive growth, ability to reflect on one's thought processes. Lucid dreamers can therefore accelerate learning, deepen understanding, and cultivate strategic thinking through intentional dream engagement. The role of dreams in cognitive development extends to emotional intelligence and resilience. By confronting fears, negotiating conflicts, or experiencing complex emotional dynamics within dreams, individuals practice emotional regulation and social cognition. Dreams provide a low-risk environment for exploring interpersonal scenarios, moral dilemmas, and adaptive strategies, strengthening emotional insight and mental flexibility. This process underscores the profound integration of cognitive and affective functions in the dreaming mind. Finally, Part 3 emphasizes that dreams are not mere byproducts of brain activity. They are essential mechanisms for learning, memory consolidation, and mental adaptability. By creating immersive, flexible, and emotionally rich simulations, the dreaming mind cultivates both practical skills and abstract reasoning. Through the interplay of memory, imagination, and conscious reflection, dreams enhance cognitive resilience, foster creativity, and prepare the individual to navigate the complexities of life. In this sense, the nocturnal landscape becomes a dynamic classroom, where the mind continually evolves, adapts, and expands its capacity for understanding, problem-solving, and self-awareness. Dream journaling is one of the most effective methods for deepening awareness and understanding of dreams. By recording dreams immediately upon waking, individuals capture fleeting imagery, emotions, and narrative structures that would otherwise fade rapidly from memory. This practice not only preserves the richness of the dream experience, but also provides valuable insights into recurring themes, subconscious patterns, and potential connections with waking life. The act of writing or recording dreams engages both memory and reflection, fostering a conscious dialogue with the dreaming mind. A consistent dream journal serves multiple functions. First, it enhances dream recall. Many people struggle to remember more than fragments of their dreams because the neural encoding during sleep is fragile. Immediate documentation strengthens these neural traces, improving the brain's ability to retain and revisit dream experiences. Over time, individuals who maintain journals report increasingly vivid and detailed dream recollections, revealing previously unnoticed symbols, characters, or narrative threads. Second, dream journals act as tools for pattern recognition and self-analysis. By examining recurring elements, settings, and emotions, individuals can detect underlying themes in their subconscious. For instance, repetitive imagery of flying, falling, or navigating mazes might reflect desires for freedom, feelings of anxiety, or problem-solving processes. Through careful journaling and reflection, dreamers uncover the ways in which their mind processes experiences, emotions, and challenges during sleep, revealing a map of internal cognitive and emotional dynamics. Third, dream documentation facilitates lucid dreaming. Regular recording of dreams increases metacognitive awareness, the ability to recognize the dream state while within it. By analyzing dream signs, inconsistencies, and triggers, individuals become adept at identifying cues that indicate a dream, enhancing the probability of achieving lucidity. Dream journals, therefore, function as preparatory tools, training the mind to detect and navigate alternate realities with conscious intention. The methods of journaling can vary, ranging from written narratives to symbolic sketches, audio recordings, or digital note-taking. Each method emphasizes the importance of immediacy and detail. Descriptions should capture the sequence of events, visual elements, sensory impressions, and emotional tones. Symbols, dialogue, and environmental features are equally significant, as they often carry subconscious meanings. The process of translating ephemeral dream experiences into concrete records strengthens cognitive processing and memory integration beyond personal insight. Dream journals offer opportunities for experiential research. Psychologists, neuroscientists, and dream enthusiasts have long used documented dreams to study patterns, correlations, and anomalies across populations. Systematic recording enables the analysis of recurring motifs, cultural influences, and emotional structures, contributing to a broader understanding of the dreaming mind. In this way, dream journaling bridges subjective experience with objective exploration. Combining introspection with inquiry, dreams themselves often resist linear narrative, presenting fragmented or surreal sequences that challenge conventional memory structures. Journaling provides a framework to organize and interpret these experiences. By reconstructing events, labeling symbols, and noting emotional impact, dreamers create a coherent map of their nocturnal journeys. This organization allows reflection, comparison, and discovery, enabling the mind to derive meaning and insight from what might initially appear as chaotic or random. Imagery. Emotion plays a pivotal role in dream journaling. Recording not only events, but also the intensity of feelings encountered in dreams amplifies. Understanding of the subconscious mind. Dreams often encode unresolved emotions or latent desires. Documenting these experiences highlights patterns that can inform self-awareness, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Journals become mirrors of the mind's internal landscape, capturing the dynamic interplay of cognition, emotion, and imagination. Ultimately, Part 1 establishes that the practice of dream journaling is more than a method of record-keeping. It is a tool for consciousness expansion, self-discovery, and cognitive training. By capturing the ephemeral world of dreams, individuals strengthen memory, enhance awareness, and cultivate a deeper connection with their subconscious. Through consistent practice, dream journaling transforms the nocturnal experience into a tangible record of inner exploration, providing both insight and guidance for waking life. Asterisk. Dream analysis is the process of interpreting the rich and complex imagery that emerges during sleep, transforming ephemeral experiences into actionable insights about the mind. Once dreams are recorded, either in written journals or digital formats, the next step is reflection, which involves examining recurring themes, symbols, and narrative patterns. This analytical process allows dreamers to uncover subconscious concerns, emotional states, and cognitive tendencies, providing a unique window into the architecture of the mind. One of the foundational approaches in dream analysis is the identification of recurring motifs. These motifs, whether landscapes, objects, characters, or actions, often reflect persistent psychological dynamics. For example, dreams of being chased may indicate avoidance of stressors, while journeys through mazes or unfamiliar places can symbolize exploration of personal challenges or the search for meaning. By cataloging and reflecting on these recurring elements, individuals gain insight into patterns that influence waking thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses. Symbolism plays a central role in the interpretation of dreams. While dreams frequently present events literally, much of the imagery is metaphorical, encoding abstract ideas, desires, or fears in visual and experiential forms. For instance, water may represent emotions, flight may signify freedom or ambition, and doors or passages can reflect transitions or opportunities. Interpreting these symbols requires both introspection and context. The same symbol may carry different meanings depending on the dreamer's personal experiences, cultural background, and emotional state. Effective analysis blends universal symbolic frameworks with individual specificity, creating a nuanced understanding of the subconscious. Narrative. Emotional content is equally crucial in dream interpretation. The intensity, quality, and evolution of feelings within a dream often provide clues to underlying mental states. Dreams that evoke fear, sadness, or anxiety may highlight unresolved trauma or current stress, while experiences of joy, exhilaration, or awe can reveal latent potential, creativity, or unacknowledged desires. By attending to emotional tone alongside imagery, dreamers capture both cognitive and affective dimensions of experience, enhancing the depth and relevance of interpretation. Patterns of interconnection within dreams further enrich analysis. Many dreams integrate elements from multiple periods of life, blending memories, fantasies, and current concerns into cohesive yet symbolic narratives. Observing how these elements interact allows the dreamer to trace associations across time and context, illuminating ways in which the mind synthesizes experience. For instance, a dream combining childhood settings with present-day challenges may reveal lingering influences of formative experiences on current behavior and decision-making. Analytical tools can enhance the interpretive process. Mind mapping, thematic categorization, and journaling with reflective prompts help structure the exploration of dream content. By noting not only what occurs in dreams, but also the surrounding thoughts, sensations, and emotional states upon waking, dreamers create a comprehensive record that can be revisited and refined over time. This methodical approach encourages metacognition, the ability to reflect on one's own thought processes, and deepens self-awareness. Collaborative or guided interpretation can also provide valuable perspectives. Psychologists, dream therapists, and experienced practitioners offer frameworks for understanding symbolic content, emotional resonance, and subconscious dynamics. While personal context remains critical, external insights can illuminate patterns that might otherwise remain obscure. Group discussions or shared dream journaling exercises facilitate comparison, reflection, and collective learning, revealing both individual and universal aspects of dreaming. Furthermore, dream analysis is not solely a cognitive exercise. It impacts personal growth and decision-making. Insights derived from dreams often inspire problem-solving, creative exploration, and emotional processing in waking life. By reflecting on dream content, individuals can recognize unconscious motivations, anticipate potential challenges, and align behaviors with deeper values. Dreams thus become a bridge between internal insight and external action, enhancing both self-understanding and practical navigation of daily life. Lucid dreaming amplifies the analytical potential. When dreamers are aware within the dream, they can intentionally engage with symbols, explore narrative branches, and test psychological hypotheses in real time. This active participation enables experiential learning and immediate reflection, creating a dynamic feedback loop between dreaming and conscious understanding. Lucid analysis transforms dreams from passive narratives into interactive laboratories of self-discovery and cognitive exploration. Ultimately, Part 2 establishes that dream analysis is a powerful tool for understanding the subconscious mind, identifying recurring patterns, interpreting symbols, and integrating emotional experiences. By systematically reflecting on dream content, individuals cultivate insight, self-awareness, and cognitive flexibility. Dream experiences, when carefully recorded and analyzed, become more than nocturnal entertainment. They evolve into instruments of personal growth, emotional regulation, and conscious exploration of the inner landscape. Dream journaling not only preserves nocturnal experiences, but also functions as a catalyst for creativity, mental flexibility, and self-awareness. By systematically documenting dreams, individuals cultivate a reflective practice that bridges subconscious exploration with conscious insight. The act of recording and analyzing dreams stimulates associative thinking, allowing connections between seemingly unrelated ideas to emerge. Over time, this practice enhances cognitive fluidity, encouraging novel problem-solving strategies and innovative approaches in waking life. The creative benefits of dream journaling are well documented. Dreams often present surreal landscapes, unconventional narratives, and imaginative scenarios that defy logical constraints. By revisiting these experiences through journaling, Individuals can extract symbolic content, motifs, and imagery that inspire artistic, literary, or scientific work. Historical examples abound: famous inventors, writers, and artists, from Nikola Tesla to Salvador Dali, drew direct inspiration from their dreams, transforming subconscious imagery into tangible innovations. Journaling facilitates this process by providing a structured record of inspiration that can be accessed and developed systematically. Mental flexibility is another critical outcome of sustained dream documentation. Dreams often present paradoxical situations, contradictory emotions, or multiple perspectives simultaneously. Engaging with these complexities in a reflective and analytical manner encourages the mind to navigate ambiguity with ease. By observing patterns, inconsistencies, and symbolic layers, dreamers strengthen adaptive cognition, learning to hold multiple possibilities in mind without immediate resolution. This enhanced flexibility translates into greater resilience and creativity in real-world decision-making. Dream journals also deepen self-awareness and introspection. The process of recording not only external events within dreams, but also emotional reactions, thoughts, and reflections upon waking creates a feedback loop between the subconscious and conscious mind. Individuals gain insight into recurring themes, desires, fears, and internal conflicts. By recognizing these patterns, dreamers can address unresolved issues, refine emotional responses, and develop a nuanced understanding of personal motivations. This reflective practice nurtures emotional intelligence, self-regulation, and holistic mental health. Furthermore, dream journaling supports metacognition, the capacity to think about one's own thinking. By analyzing dream structures, symbolic representations, and emotional dynamics, individuals practice observing cognitive processes from a detached perspective. This skill enhances critical thinking, problem-solving, and reflective judgment. Bridging nocturnal insights with waking decision-making. The act of journaling thus becomes a tool for cognitive empowerment, training the mind to navigate complexity, ambiguity, and introspection with clarity and purpose. Regular documentation also strengthens the link between dreams and lucid dreaming. By becoming attuned to recurring patterns, symbols, and triggers through journaling, individuals increase their ability to recognize dream states consciously. Lucid dreamers can intentionally engage with dream content, experiment with scenarios, and actively explore subconscious landscapes. This intentional interaction amplifies creativity, self-understanding, and cognitive development, transforming dreams from passive experiences into dynamic laboratories of exploration and personal growth. Dream journaling also has therapeutic potential. By providing a safe outlet for emotional processing, individuals can confront anxieties, trauma, or suppressed desires indirectly through symbolic exploration. Recurrent nightmares, when documented and analyzed, offer opportunities to identify triggers, understand underlying causes, and develop coping strategies. Over time, this practice fosters resilience, emotional regulation, and psychological integration, highlighting the practical value of dream work beyond intellectual or creative benefits. Finally, the broader impact of dream journaling lies in its capacity to connect the mind with its own imaginative and introspective powers. Through disciplined recording, reflection, and analysis, dreams become bridges to deeper understanding, creative exploration, and cognitive growth. The practice nurtures a holistic relationship between subconscious processes and conscious awareness, revealing the intricate interplay of memory, emotion, and imagination. In essence, dream journaling transforms the nightly voyage into a sustained practice of insight, growth, and creative potential. Dreams have long fascinated humanity as potential bridges between the living mind and the mysteries of existence beyond physical life. Across cultures and historical periods, dreams have been interpreted as portals to spiritual dimensions, encounters with departed souls, or glimpses of the afterlife. While modern neuroscience primarily interprets dreams through cognitive and emotional frameworks, the phenomenological experience of dreaming often evokes a sense of connection to realities that transcend ordinary perception. One of the most compelling aspects of dreams in the context of death and the beyond is their capacity to simulate transition. Many dreamers report experiences of floating, flying, or passing through tunnels, which mirror descriptions of near-death experiences, NDEs. These sequences often carry profound emotional intensity, accompanied by a sense of dissolution, liberation, or heightened awareness. While such experiences may be explainable in terms of neurochemical processes, their phenomenology suggests that dreams can simulate the psychological and emotional dimensions of mortality, offering a preparatory encounter with the unknown. Cultural and historical interpretations reinforce this perspective. In ancient Egyptian, Greek, and indigenous traditions, dreams were frequently regarded as encounters with the spirit world. Messages from ancestors, guidance from spiritual entities, or visions of life beyond death were often conveyed through dreams, underscoring their perceived role as liminal experiences. These accounts reveal that humans have consistently viewed dreams not merely as random neural activity, but as meaningful windows into dimensions that lie beyond the tangible world. The content of death-related dreams often includes symbolism and archetypes that resonate deeply with human existential concerns. Imagery such as crossing rivers, ascending mountains, encountering guardians, or meeting deceased relatives reflects the mind's attempt to conceptualize mortality and continuity. These symbols function as metaphors for transformation, passage, and the negotiation of the unknown. By examining recurring motifs in death-related dreams, individuals may gain insight into their own attitudes toward mortality, unresolved grief, or existential questions. From a psychological standpoint, dreams associated with death and beyond provide emotional rehearsal for mortality. They allow the conscious and subconscious mind to explore loss, separation, and impermanence in a safe and contained environment. The vividness and emotional depth of these dreams facilitate processing of fears, anxieties, and unresolved feelings, contributing to emotional resilience and a more nuanced understanding of life's fragility. In this sense, dreams act as internal simulations that prepare the individual for both symbolic and literal encounters with endings. Moreover, near-death-like experiences within dreams often evoke states of profound clarity, insight, or transcendence. Dreamers may report a heightened sense of self, unity with the universe, or communication with entities that convey wisdom. These experiences blur the boundary between imagination and perceived reality, suggesting that the mind possesses inherent capacities for perceiving altered dimensions of consciousness. While the nature of these experiences remains debated, their psychological impact is undeniable, often leaving dreamers with lasting shifts in perspective, values, and emotional orientation. Dreams also serve as a repository for unresolved grief or unprocessed experiences with death. Recurring encounters with deceased loved ones, symbolic representations of mortality, or scenarios involving life-threatening situations enable the subconscious mind to engage with the profound emotional consequences of loss. By presenting these experiences symbolically, dreams offer opportunities for emotional integration, acceptance, and healing, highlighting their therapeutic dimension. Scientific research into the neurobiology of such experiences suggests that specific patterns of brain activation during REM sleep can generate the sensations of floating, out-of-body perspectives, or encounters with luminous presences. The activation of parietal regions, limbic circuits, and temporal lobe structures contributes to the perception of transcendence, dissolution of self, and heightened emotional awareness. Although these mechanisms provide a physiological explanation, they do not diminish the experiential reality and transformative potential of death-related dreams. Ultimately, Part 1 illustrates that dreams occupy a unique position at the intersection of consciousness, mortality, and transcendence. They allow the mind to simulate encounters with the unknown, process existential concerns, and explore spiritual or transpersonal dimensions. Through symbolic imagery, emotional intensity, and transformative sequences, dreams provide both a mirror and a laboratory for engaging with life, death, and the possibilities that may lie beyond. Dreams that involve experiences of death or the afterlife often carry a deeply symbolic and emotional weight. These nocturnal narratives frequently combine intense, affective states fear, serenity with vivid imagery that conveys metaphors of transition, transformation, and continuity. Understanding the symbolic and emotional dimensions of such dreams provides insight not only into the subconscious processing of mortality, but also into the broader mechanisms of personal growth, resilience, and spiritual reflection. One of the most common symbolic motifs in death-related dreams is the concept of passage. Dreamers frequently encounter tunnels, bridges, rivers, or doors, all representing thresholds between life and death, the known and the unknown. Crossing these thresholds in dreams can evoke feelings of liberation, apprehension, or curiosity, reflecting the dreamer's subconscious attitude toward change, impermanence, or spiritual evolution. The repeated presence of these symbols often highlights unresolved emotional or existential concerns, inviting the dreamer to engage consciously with questions of meaning and purpose. Encounters with deceased individuals or archetypal figures are another prominent feature. These interactions often elicit strong emotions, grief, comfort, regret, or reconciliation, and serve as a means for processing unresolved feelings. In some cases, dreams provide opportunities for closure, dialogue, or symbolic resolution that may not have been possible in waking life. By engaging with these symbolic representations, dreamers can integrate complex emotions, reduce anxiety associated with loss, and cultivate a sense of continuity and connection beyond physical boundaries. The emotional intensity of these dreams amplifies their impact. Emotions are often more vivid and immediate in dreams than in waking experience, providing the subconscious mind with a highly charged platform for processing existential concerns. Feelings of awe, terror, serenity, or ecstasy reflect the mind's engagement with fundamental questions of mortality, purpose, and transcendence. By attending to these emotional cues, dreamers can access profound insights into their psychological and spiritual states, as well as their values, fears, and aspirations. Dreams that simulate death or near-death experiences also encourage the exploration of perspective and selfhood. Out-of-body experiences, floating sensations, or encounters with luminous presences challenge the dreamer's usual sense of identity, dissolving the boundaries between self and environment. These experiences often produce a heightened sense of awareness, interconnection, and universality. Symbolically, such dreams suggest the potential for psychological transformation, encouraging reflection on impermanence, detachment, and the interconnectedness of life. Recurring dream patterns further reinforce their symbolic significance. Dreams involving repeated motifs, such as passing through a gateway, ascending a mountain, or entering a luminous realm, often indicate persistent subconscious concerns or ongoing processes of adaptation to change. By recognizing these patterns, dreamers gain insight into their personal evolution, revealing areas where emotional, cognitive, or spiritual growth may be required. Patterns in death-related dreams highlight not only fear or grief, but also the mind's inherent capacity to navigate and transform challenging experiences. Cultural interpretations enrich the understanding of these symbolic and emotional elements. Across civilizations, death-related dreams have been associated with prophecy, guidance, or spiritual instruction. From shamanic visions to classical Greek oracles, dreams have been perceived as conduits for insight into life, death, and the continuum beyond. while contemporary psychology often frames such experiences in cognitive or neurological terms. The cross-cultural persistence of these interpretations underscores their universal resonance and meaningfulness. Therapeutically, engaging with the symbolism and emotions in death-related dreams supports psychological integration. By exploring these narratives, individuals can confront fears, process grief, and achieve emotional reconciliation. The symbolic language of dreams allows difficult experiences to be addressed indirectly, providing a safe space for reflection and healing. In addition, by documenting and analyzing these dreams, individuals enhance self-awareness, emotional literacy, and spiritual insight, reinforcing the adaptive and transformative potential of dream experiences. Ultimately, Part 2 illustrates that dreams involving death and the beyond are deeply symbolic and emotionally potent. They offer a nuanced framework for understanding the interplay between subconscious processing, emotional experience, and existential reflection. By attending to the symbols, emotions, and recurring patterns within these dreams, individuals gain profound insight into their own mortality, resilience, and capacity for psychological and spiritual growth. Dreams thus serve as both mirrors and laboratories, illuminating the mysteries of existence and the potential for transformation beyond the boundaries of ordinary life. Dreams that simulate encounters with death, the afterlife, or transcendent dimensions often leave lasting imprints on consciousness and perception. While these experiences are confined to the realm of sleep, their influence frequently extends into waking life, shaping attitudes, behaviors, and personal philosophies. By engaging with symbolic death, transition, and transcendence during dreams, individuals may develop heightened self-awareness, emotional resilience, and an expanded sense of existence that integrates both the tangible and intangible aspects of reality. One significant effect of death-related dreams is the increased recalibration of fear and anxiety. Confronting symbolic or simulated death in dreams allows the subconscious mind to experiment with endings in a safe environment. The repeated exposure to these scenarios facilitates desensitization to existential fears, enabling dreamers to approach mortality with greater composure and equanimity. Over time, this process can influence waking attitudes toward risk, impermanence, and the unknown, fostering a more balanced and reflective approach to life's uncertainties. Dreams also enhance perspective and mindfulness. Experiences of transcendence, out-of-body states, or encounters with luminous presences often instill a profound sense of connection with the universe. Dreamers report shifts in priorities, a deeper appreciation for life, and heightened empathy for others. These effects suggest that dream encounters with death or beyond act as cognitive and emotional recalibration tools, expanding the individual's capacity for presence, reflection, and compassionate engagement. The transformative potential of these dreams extends to creativity and problem-solving. By exposing the mind to surreal and often paradoxical experiences, death-related dreams stimulate novel thinking and cognitive flexibility. Dreamers who encounter symbolic death, spiritual guides, or alternate realities often integrate these insights into waking creativity, whether in artistic endeavors, scientific innovation, or personal decision-making. The boundary-dissolving nature of such dreams encourages lateral thinking, synthesis of disparate ideas, and imaginative exploration of possibilities. Beyond conventional logic, dreams of death and beyond also encourage exploration of identity and self-concept. By encountering alternate versions of the self, disembodied consciousness, or archetypal guides, individuals can examine the fluidity of identity and the impermanence of ego constructs. This experiential insight fosters humility, adaptability, and openness to transformation. The dream world thus acts as a rehearsal space for psychological growth, enabling individuals to confront limitations, transcend habitual thought patterns, and integrate broader perspectives into their waking selves. Moreover, These dreams facilitate emotional and spiritual integration. Experiences of reunion with deceased loved ones, guidance from ancestral figures, or journeys through symbolic realms allow the subconscious to process grief, unresolved conflict, and existential uncertainty. By synthesizing these experiences into conscious understanding, dreamers achieve a sense of continuity, meaning, and coherence that enriches both emotional resilience and spiritual insight. Dreams in this context function as a bridge between unconscious processing and conscious integration, supporting holistic well-being. Neuroscientific research further illuminates the mechanisms underlying these effects. During REM sleep, neural networks responsible for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and self-referential processing are highly active. These patterns facilitate the integration of emotionally charged and symbolic content, enabling the subconscious mind to explore existential themes safely. While neurobiology explains the structural basis for these experiences, it does not diminish their subjective impact or transformative potential. Rather, it underscores the intricate interplay between brain function and the experiential reality of dreams. Finally, the cumulative impact of death, related and transcendent. Dreams manifests in enhanced existential awareness and conscious evolution. Individuals report increased clarity regarding values, priorities, and life purpose, often accompanied by a renewed sense of vitality and intentionality. Dreams function as nightly journeys that both challenge and expand consciousness, offering opportunities to confront fear, explore identity, and engage with the mysteries of existence in a reflective and transformative manner. In conclusion, Part 3 highlights the profound influence of death-related dreams on consciousness, perception, and personal growth. By simulating encounters with mortality, transcendence, and the unknown, these dreams provide a safe and fertile environment for emotional, cognitive, and spiritual development. They foster resilience, creativity, and awareness, transforming nocturnal experiences into tools for lifelong exploration, integration, and understanding of the human condition. Through dreams, the mind navigates boundaries, confronts impermanence, and cultivates a deeper connection with both self and the cosmos. Dreams have been central to philosophical inquiry for millennia, serving as a lens through which humans examine the nature of reality, consciousness, and self-awareness. From ancient civilizations to modern philosophical discourse, dreams have posed fundamental questions. What is real? How do subjective experiences shape understanding? And to what extent do dreams reflect, distort, or expand the conscious mind? By exploring these questions, philosophy provides a framework for understanding the profound implications of dreaming on human thought and existence. Historically, thinkers such as Plato, Aristotle, and Descartes considered dreams as reflections of the mind's capacity to simulate experiences and explore alternate realities. Plato's allegories suggested that dreams reveal hidden truths and archetypal patterns, while Descartes famously questioned whether life itself could be akin to a dream, invoking skepticism about sensory perception and the nature of reality. These philosophical perspectives illuminate dreams as more than mere neural phenomena. They are vehicles for examining the limits of consciousness, perception, and epistemology. Central to the philosophical significance of dreams is the question of consciousness. Dreams demonstrate that the mind can generate experiences independent of direct sensory input, suggesting that consciousness is not solely reactive but also generative. In the dreaming state, the mind constructs complex narratives, emotional landscapes, and symbolic experiences without immediate reliance on the external world. This capacity for internal creation challenges simplistic models of consciousness, emphasizing the dynamic interplay between cognition, memory, and imagination. Dreams also raise questions about the continuity and structure of selfhood. In dreams, individuals may encounter alternate versions of themselves, inhabit different roles, or experience radically transformed identities. Philosophically, these phenomena prompt reflection on the nature of identity. Are we defined solely by waking experiences? Or does the multiplicity of dream selves reveal a more fluid, expansive conception of personal existence? The exploration of dream identities encourages reconsideration of fixed notions of self, inviting contemplation of identity as both context-dependent and multidimensional. Ethical and existential dimensions emerge as well. Dreams can confront individuals with moral dilemmas, emotional conflicts, or symbolic representations of choice and consequence. By navigating these scenarios within the relative safety of sleep, individuals practice reflection, empathy, and ethical reasoning. Philosophers argue that these processes enrich moral development, as dreams provide experiential laboratories for examining values, responsibility, and the consequences of action, extending the significance of dreams beyond the psychological into the moral domain. Furthermore, dreams engage with questions of temporality and causality. Unlike waking life, dreams often distort linear time, blending past, present, and imagined futures into cohesive or paradoxical narratives. This temporal fluidity challenges assumptions about causality and sequential logic, inviting reflection on the ways consciousness structures experience and meaning. Philosophical exploration of dream temporality reveals that perception of time is not a fixed constant, but a flexible construct, shaped by cognitive, emotional, and symbolic processes. Philosophical reflection also considers the relationship between dreams and knowledge. Can dreams convey truths, insights, or creative solutions inaccessible in waking life? Throughout history, many cultures have treated dreams as sources of revelation, divine instruction, or personal guidance. Modern inquiry suggests that while dreams may not provide empirical knowledge, they offer unique perspectives on internal states, unconscious processing, and imaginative problem-solving. Dreams, in this sense, function as epistemic tools, expanding awareness and insight beyond conventional sensory experience. In contemporary philosophy of mind, dreams serve as thought experiments regarding consciousness and subjective reality. They challenge materialist assumptions, illustrate the brain's generative power, and provoke consideration of the boundaries between perception, imagination, and awareness. By analyzing dreams philosophically, individuals confront foundational questions about the nature of existence, the limits of knowledge, and the potential multiplicity of reality itself. Finally, Part 1 establishes that the philosophical dimension of dreams is inseparable from their cognitive, emotional, and symbolic characteristics. Dreams are not merely passive reflections, but active arenas for exploring identity, consciousness, morality, and reality. Through sustained reflection on dreams, individuals gain insight into the structure of thought, the fluidity of self, and the profound potential of the mind to navigate both tangible and transcendent aspects of existence. Beyond the philosophical implications, dreams possess a profound spiritual dimension. Across cultures and eras, dreams have been regarded as sacred experiences, portals to higher consciousness or means of connecting with the divine. They provide access to realms that transcend ordinary perception, offering insights, guidance, and encounters that are often described as ineffable or transformative. By exploring these transpersonal dimensions, individuals cultivate a spiritual awareness that extends beyond the boundaries of the self and the material world. One of the most compelling aspects of spiritually significant dreams is their ability to induce a sense of transcendence. Dreamers frequently report experiences of unity with the universe, encounters with luminous or archetypal presences, and states of profound insight that defy verbal description. Such experiences echo the mystical accounts of saints, shamans, and spiritual seekers, suggesting that dreams function as natural laboratories for transpersonal consciousness. These nocturnal journeys allow the mind to explore dimensions of existence that are otherwise inaccessible, fostering a deep sense of connection, purpose, and meaning. Symbolism in spiritually charged dreams is particularly potent. Elements such as light, water, mountains, and celestial landscapes often carry archetypal significance, reflecting universal themes of transformation, enlightenment, and rebirth. By attending to these symbols, dreamers can interpret their inner psychological and spiritual states, discerning lessons, guidance, or warnings embedded within the dream narrative. The symbolic language of dreams thus functions as a bridge between the subconscious mind and transcendent insight, offering a form of spiritual communication that is simultaneously personal and universal. Dreams also provide opportunities for spiritual problem-solving and growth. Encounters with deceased ancestors, guides, or spiritual entities allow individuals to confront unresolved emotional or existential challenges in a safe, symbolic environment. Through these interactions, dreamers may gain perspective, integrate past experiences, and develop a heightened sense of wisdom or moral clarity. In many spiritual traditions, such dreams are considered essential for cultivating discernment, compassion, and a refined understanding of one's place in the cosmos. Transcendental. Dreams often challenge conventional notions of time, space, and identity. Dreamers may experience simultaneous awareness of multiple perspectives, past and future events, or alternate realities. These experiences encourage the dissolution of ego boundaries and promote recognition of a larger, interconnected consciousness. Such states mirror descriptions of meditative, mystical, or shamanic experiences, suggesting that dreaming provides a natural pathway to spiritual awakening and consciousness expansion. Dreams can also serve as guides for personal transformation. Spiritually significant dreams frequently present scenarios that mirror inner conflicts, moral dilemmas, or potential paths for growth. By reflecting on these nocturnal messages, individuals gain clarity regarding life choices, personal values, and spiritual priorities. The iterative process of dreaming, reflecting, and integrating these experiences cultivates a heightened sense of self-awareness and intentionality, fostering both spiritual and psychological development. Cross-cultural perspectives further highlight the universality of spiritually significant dreams. From the dream incubation practices of ancient Greek temples to indigenous vision quests, humans have long sought insight, healing, and guidance through dreams. These traditions recognize dreams as integral components of spiritual practice, capable of revealing hidden truths, illuminating life purpose, and connecting individuals with forces greater than themselves. The persistence of such practices underscores the deep-seated human recognition of dreams as portals to higher consciousness. Neurological studies offer insight into how dreams might facilitate spiritual experiences. During REM sleep, the brain exhibits heightened activity in regions associated with emotion, memory, and self-referential processing. Simultaneously, areas responsible for linear time perception and self-boundaries may exhibit altered activity, producing experiences of unity, timelessness, and expanded awareness. While these findings describe mechanisms, they do not diminish the subjective profundity of spiritual dreams. Rather, they illuminate the brain's capacity to generate experiences that feel transcendent and meaningful. Ultimately, part 2 emphasizes that dreams are not merely entertainment or cognitive exercises. They are vehicles for spiritual exploration and growth. Through symbolic imagery, emotional intensity, and transformative scenarios, dreams provide direct access to transpersonal consciousness. They offer experiences that cultivate insight, wisdom, compassion, and a sense of connection to forces greater than the individual self. In doing so, dreams bridge the realms of psychology, philosophy, and spirituality, revealing the mind's capacity to navigate both the internal and the transcendent dimensions of existence. Dreams play a profound role not only in nightly exploration, but also in the long-term evolution of consciousness and spiritual integration. While Part 1 examined philosophical dimensions and Part 2 focused on spiritual experiences, this section highlights how recurrent dream experiences contribute to the maturation of awareness, the harmonization of inner and outer life, and the cultivation of a cohesive spiritual identity. In essence, dreams act as nightly catalysts for the evolution of consciousness, providing both insight and experiential training. In the art of self-awareness and spiritual alignment, one of the most significant effects of dreams on consciousness evolution is their capacity to foster reflective awareness. By confronting symbolic challenges, ethical dilemmas, or transcendent encounters in dreams, individuals cultivate mindfulness, discernment, and heightened introspection. Over time, these repeated nocturnal engagements strengthen the ability to navigate waking life with clarity, emotional resilience, and ethical sensitivity. Dreams thus serve as practice grounds where the mind experiments with higher-order reasoning, emotional balance, and perspective-taking, essential components of evolved consciousness. In addition, dreams facilitate integration of the shadow and the unconscious. Spiritually and psychologically significant dreams often bring suppressed emotions, unacknowledged desires, or unresolved traumas into awareness. By symbolically presenting these elements within a safe, dream-mediated context, the mind has the opportunity to reconcile conflicting aspects of identity, fostering a sense of wholeness. This process contributes to personal growth, self-acceptance, and psychological cohesion, which are fundamental to both spiritual development and conscious evolution. Recurrent patterns in dreams also support long-term personal transformation. For instance, dreams of transcendence, encounters with archetypal guides, or experiences of unity with the cosmos encourage consistent reflection on values, priorities, and purpose. Dreamers often report that these experiences gradually recalibrate their worldview, instilling a deeper sense of empathy, ethical commitment, and connection to the larger web of life. Over years, these iterative dream experiences can profoundly shape the trajectory of consciousness, aligning the individual more closely with principles of integrity, compassion, and spiritual insight. Dreams also nurture creativity, imagination, and lateral thinking, key drivers of consciousness expansion. By immersing the mind in surreal, symbolic, and transpersonal scenarios, dreams stretch cognitive and emotional boundaries. Dreamers frequently awaken with insights, intuitive solutions, or novel perspectives that they could not access in waking states. In this way, dreams function as laboratories for consciousness expansion, enhancing problem-solving, innovation, and the capacity to navigate complex realities with flexibility and creativity. Another critical dimension is the cultivation of spiritual coherence and holistic awareness. Dreams encourage reflection on the interconnectedness of all phenomena, inviting recognition of patterns, relationships, and energies that extend beyond the personal self. Experiences of unity, timelessness, and transcendence within dreams reinforce a sense of spiritual coherence, fostering a worldview in which consciousness is understood as fluid, multidimensional, and interconnected. Over time, these dream experiences cultivate a sustained sense of purpose, harmony, and alignment with universal principles. Neuroscientific perspectives provide complementary insights into this process. During REM sleep, neural networks integrate emotional, symbolic, and mnemonic information, allowing for the consolidation of experiences that are both personal and transpersonal. This integration supports adaptive emotional processing, deepens self-awareness, and enables the assimilation of spiritual insights into waking cognition. While the biological mechanisms provide the structural basis, the experiential significance remains transformative. The mind evolves not merely by acquiring information, but by embodying understanding, insight, and integrative awareness. Importantly, dreams encourage ethical and existential development. Encounters with moral dilemmas, representations of mortality, and symbolic guidance compel reflection on right action, purpose, and responsibility. By navigating these scenarios, dreamers cultivate ethical sensitivity, foresight, and discernment qualities essential for holistic spiritual evolution. These experiences exemplify how dreams extend beyond introspective exercises to become active agents in shaping consciousness, character, and spiritual alignment. Finally, Part 3 underscores the cumulative and transformative role of dreams in human consciousness. Over time, engagement with symbolic, philosophical, spiritually charged dreams contributes to the evolution of perception, cognition, and moral reasoning. Individuals develop greater self-coherence, awareness of interconnection, and alignment with deeper truths. Dreams, therefore, are not transient nocturnal episodes, but integral components of lifelong consciousness, evolution, and spiritual maturation. They harmonize the psychological, ethical, and transpersonal dimensions of existence, guiding the dreamer toward an increasingly integrated, aware, and enlightened state of being. Dreams have long served as a wellspring of creativity, inspiring artists, writers, and visionaries across disciplines. The surreal, symbolic, and often paradoxical nature of dreams allows the mind to explore realms unbounded by physical laws, societal constraints, or logical consistency. In these nocturnal experiences, imagination operates at its purest, unfiltered state, offering a direct channel for ideas that can later manifest in literature, visual arts, music, and even scientific innovation. Historically, dreams have shaped major artistic and scientific breakthroughs. From Mary Shelley's conception of Frankenstein, a story inspired by a vivid dream, to Salvador Dali's surrealist paintings, which explicitly drew on dream imagery, the influence of nocturnal experiences on creative expression is well documented. Similarly, scientific insights, such as the periodic tables arrangement by Dmitri Mendeleev, reportedly emerged from dreams where patterns and relationships appeared clearly. These examples illustrate that dreams function as incubators for novel concepts, connecting subconscious processes with conscious realization. The nature of dream imagery contributes to its power as a creative catalyst. In dreams, objects, characters, and environments often defy conventional logic, enabling the mind to explore alternative possibilities and perspectives. This surreal quality encourages lateral thinking, the combination of seemingly unrelated ideas and the formation of symbolic metaphors. Artists and creators harness these dream-generated elements to produce works that resonate emotionally and intellectually, bridging the gap between imagination and expression. Dreams also facilitates experimentation with narrative and visual structure. Because dream experiences are fluid and often nonlinear, they offer a natural rehearsal space for storytelling, composition, and aesthetic exploration. Writers, filmmakers, and designers can observe the unfolding of dream events, analyze their symbolic coherence, and adapt them into structured, creative works. This process not only enriches the content, but also strengthens the creator's intuitive sense of narrative flow, pacing, and thematic development. In addition, dreams provide access to deep emotional reservoirs. They often surface repressed emotions, latent desires, or unresolved conflicts, which can be transformed into artistic expression. By translating these raw emotional experiences into creative media, artists achieve authenticity, depth, and resonance in their work. The connection between dream content and emotional intensity explains why some of the most impactful art feels both universal and profoundly personal, capturing the complexity of human experience in a distilled, symbolic form. Rituals of documenting and reflecting on dreams enhance their creative potential. Artists and writers often maintain dream journals, recording events, imagery, and sensations immediately upon waking. This practice preserves fleeting impressions and allows systematic exploration of recurring motifs, symbolic patterns, and emotional themes. By engaging with this material consciously, creators transform ephemeral nocturnal experiences into tangible, communicable forms, bridging the gap between subconscious insight and conscious artistry. Dreams also intersect with cultural and historical contexts of creativity. Across civilizations, dream experiences have inspired myths, epic tales, and visual symbolism, embedding dream-derived motifs into collective consciousness. From ancient Egyptian funerary art to contemporary cinema, dreams inform the aesthetic and conceptual frameworks that shape cultural narratives. This continuity demonstrates that the role of dreams in creativity is not merely individual, but woven into the broader fabric of human imagination and artistic evolution. Finally, Part 1 emphasizes that dreams operate as both a source of raw inspiration and a cognitive laboratory for creative exploration. By providing access to surreal scenarios, symbolic narratives, and emotional intensity, dreams enable creators to experiment, refine, and realize ideas that might remain inaccessible in the waking state. In this sense, dreaming represents a vital dimension of human creativity, linking subconscious insight with conscious, artistic, and scientific expression. Dreams have played a transformative role in the realms of science fiction literature, film, and media, serving as a vehicle for exploring alternative realities, parallel universes, and the boundaries of consciousness. Unlike traditional narratives bound by everyday experience, science fiction leverages the logic-defying nature of dreams to investigate speculative concepts, ethical dilemmas, and the human psyche. Through dream sequences, authors and filmmakers probe questions of identity, perception, and existence itself, often blurring the line between the imagined and the real in literature. Seminal works illustrate how dreams expand narrative possibilities. Writers like Philip K. Dick frequently use dreamlike sequences to challenge the nature of reality, identity, and memory, creating immersive worlds where subjective experience often outweighs objective fact. In Dick's works, dreams and altered perceptions are not mere stylistic devices, they are integral to understanding the character's consciousness and the structural fabric of the universe they inhabit. Similarly, H.P. Lovecraft's dreamlands convey surreal, cosmic horrors that function as metaphors for existential uncertainty, emphasizing the mind's capacity to traverse realities beyond the ordinary. Dreams in science fiction media also serve as a mechanism for exploring moral and philosophical questions. Films such as Inception leverage the mechanics of shared dreaming to interrogate the nature of choice, free will, and ethical responsibility. By constructing dream environments where rules are mutable, filmmakers present ethical dilemmas in exaggerated, symbolic, or heightened contexts, allowing audiences to engage with complex moral questions in ways that waking reality cannot facilitate. These dream-mediated scenarios deepen narrative richness while provoking reflection on human behavior, consequences, and the nature of perception. The visual aesthetics of dreams further enhance their impact in media. Filmmakers and digital artists utilize dream imagery to evoke emotion, suspense, and wonder. Surreal landscapes, gravity-defying architecture, and fluid transformations of space and time are common visual tropes that capture the ineffable quality of dreams. By presenting dreamscapes in compelling visual language, media creators immerse audiences in experiences that feel simultaneously fantastical and psychologically authentic, bridging the gap between imagination and perception. Dreams also function as a tool for world-building and speculative exploration. In science fiction, dreams allow authors to construct alternate realities, future societies, or parallel universes without requiring strict adherence to conventional logic. This flexibility enables exploration of themes such as human evolution, artificial intelligence, and interdimensional existence. Characters may experience alternative versions of themselves, confront divergent choices, or navigate surreal ecosystems, all within the dream framework, highlighting the narrative potential of dreams as a medium for imaginative exploration. Moreover, dreams facilitate the exploration of consciousness and identity in media narratives. Characters who traverse dream realities often confront questions about the nature of self, the fluidity of personality, and the boundaries between internal and external worlds. This motif allows creators to dramatize philosophical and psychological ideas in a visually and narratively engaging manner. Audiences are invited to question their own perception, encouraging deeper engagement with themes of reality, memory, and the multiplicity of the self. Cultural and historical contexts also shape how dreams are represented in science fiction media. Dream-inspired narratives reflect contemporary anxieties, hopes, and philosophical inquiries. During periods of scientific and technological advancement, dreams often depict alternate dimensions, artificial realities, or consciousness manipulation, reflecting societal curiosity and apprehension regarding human potential and ethical responsibility. Across decades, media has consistently used dreams as a narrative device to explore evolving conceptions of the human mind, technology, and the cosmos. Interactive media, such as video games and virtual reality experiences, have further expanded the representation of dreams. Players are invited to inhabit dreamlike spaces, manipulate physics-defying environments, and confront narrative ambiguities. This immersive engagement mirrors the participatory nature of dreaming itself, allowing individuals to explore the fluidity of experience, agency, and perception in ways that are both entertaining and intellectually stimulating. By translating dream logic into interactive media, creators blur the boundary between participant and observer, reality and imagination. In summary, Part 2 demonstrates that dreams are not merely symbolic or aesthetic elements in science fiction. They are central to narrative, thematic, and philosophical exploration. By leveraging the unique qualities of dreams, media creators investigate consciousness, identity, ethics, and the limits of reality itself. Through literature, film, and interactive experiences, dreams illuminate the human condition, expand imaginative horizons, and provide a medium for exploring questions that transcend the ordinary boundaries of experience. Dreams have not only inspired individual creators, but have also left an indelible mark on culture and collective artistic expression. Across societies, dreams have been regarded as sources of wisdom, prophecy, and creative guidance. Their impact is evident in ritual practices, visual arts, literature, theater, and music, where symbolic motifs from dreams are translated into forms that communicate emotion, philosophy, and shared human experience. In this sense, dreams function as a bridge between private consciousness and communal cultural narratives and visual art. Dream-inspired motifs are ubiquitous. Surrealist artists such as Salvador Dali, René Magritte, and Max Ernst explicitly drew upon dream imagery to challenge perceptions of reality and to explore the subconscious mind. Their works portray landscapes that defy physics, objects that metamorphose fluidly, and scenarios that evoke the uncanny, all hallmarks of dream logic. By embedding dream-inspired symbols into their compositions, these artists provide viewers with a glimpse into the subconscious, inviting introspection and imaginative engagement. The cultural impact of such art extends beyond aesthetics, shaping philosophical thought and challenging conventional frameworks for understanding reality. In literature, dreams serve as narrative catalysts and symbolic devices. From the dream visions in Dante's Divine Comedy to the surreal sequences in Jorge Luis Borges' works, dream structures allow writers to explore philosophical, ethical, and metaphysical questions. Literature transforms ephemeral dream experiences into enduring cultural artifacts, preserving insights, emotions, and symbolic meanings for collective reflection. These texts illustrate how dreams operate as repositories of shared imagination, offering society a medium through which to examine identity, morality, and existential uncertainty. Dreams also influence music and performance art. Composers and musicians often report dream-inspired melodies, rhythms, or harmonies, which emerge with a sense of spontaneity and coherence that is difficult to achieve through conscious planning. Similarly, performance artists and theater creators draw upon dreamlike staging, narrative ambiguity, and symbolic imagery to evoke emotion, stimulate imagination, and communicate complex ideas. Through these media, dreams permeate culture not as passive experiences, but as active catalysts for collective creativity. Cultural rituals and spiritual practices further exemplify the societal significance of dreams. Indigenous and ancient traditions frequently incorporate dream incubation, vision quests, and ceremonial interpretation of dream symbols. Such practices reflect a communal recognition of dreams as meaningful guides, offering insight into ethical decisions, social harmony, and cosmological understanding. By integrating dreams into cultural rituals, societies acknowledge the intersection of personal consciousness and collective worldview, demonstrating that dreams are both individual and social phenomena. The role of dreams in popular culture underscores their ongoing relevance. Modern cinema, television, and literature frequently employ dream sequences to explore complex psychological and emotional states. Filmmakers such as Christopher Nolan and Hayao Miyazaki use dreams to challenge temporal and spatial continuity, reflect subconscious desires, and visualize abstract philosophical concepts. In doing so, they continue a long tradition of translating private dream experience into cultural dialogue, making the ineffable accessible to a broad audience. Moreover, dreams contribute to cultural discourse on identity, morality, and the human condition. Recurring dream motifs often echo collective anxieties, desires, and aspirations, providing insight into the psychological landscape of a given society. Anthropologists and cultural theorists have noted that dream content frequently mirrors social tensions, ethical dilemmas, and existential concerns, allowing communities to engage with their shared subconscious narratives. In this sense, dreams function not only as private experiences, but also as reflective mirrors of cultural consciousness. Finally, Part 3 highlights the enduring interplay between dreams, creativity, and cultural evolution. By inspiring artists, writers, musicians, and entire societies, dreams facilitate the translation of internal experiences into external forms that shape perception, philosophy, and cultural identity. They operate as both personal and collective catalysts for imagination, offering a medium through which humanity explores the limits of consciousness, challenges conventional reality, and communicates the profound complexities of existence. In understanding the role of dreams in art and culture, we recognize their centrality to human creativity, spiritual reflection, and the ongoing evolution of society's collective imagination. As we approach the end of our journey, the mysteries of dreams and consciousness remain vast and tantalizing. Dreams, in their essence, are gateways, portals, through which the mind explores hidden landscapes, uncharted dimensions, and fragments of reality that elude waking perception. Each night, as we surrender to sleep, we step into a liminal space where the boundaries of time, space, and identity blur. In this space, we encounter versions of ourselves that might inhabit parallel realities, live alternative lives, or simply reveal latent potentials within our own psyche. The very act of dreaming challenges conventional notions of existence. Within dreams, we may live entire lifetimes, form complex relationships, and face profound moral and existential dilemmas all in the span of minutes. These experiences suggest that consciousness is not confined to the linear, material world, but is fluid, expansive, and capable of traversing multiple layers of reality. Neuroscience has offered partial explanations, revealing how REM sleep activates regions associated with memory, emotion, and imagination. Yet the subjective richness and transformational power of dreams remain largely unexplained. Dreams invite reflection on the nature of reality itself. When we perceive ourselves in alternative forms or witness events that could have occurred differently, we confront the concept of multiple possibilities, kaleidoscope of what could be. Are these simply neural simulations? Or are they glimpses into actual parallel existences? Other universes where our choices took a different path? Science fiction and philosophy alike have pondered these questions, illustrating that the human fascination with dreams is inseparable from our curiosity about the cosmos and the nature of self. Moreover, the emotional and spiritual resonance of dreams is undeniable. In dreams, feelings are amplified, symbolic meaning is heightened, and intuitive understanding often emerges spontaneously. Individuals report encountering guiding figures, deceased loved ones, or archetypal entities that convey wisdom and perspective unattainable in waking life. Whether interpreted as psychological mechanisms or genuine interactions with transcendent reality, these experiences shape our perception of meaning, purpose, and interconnect. The iterative nature of dreams returning to similar motifs, places, or dilemmas suggests that they serve as a form of internal dialogue with consciousness itself. By engaging repeatedly with these symbolic landscapes, we refine our understanding of ourselves, explore moral and existential questions, and integrate disparate aspects of identity. This cyclical process mirrors the structure of life, with its ongoing challenges, revelations, and growth. In essence, dreaming becomes a laboratory for consciousness, a realm where the self can experiment, reflect, and evolve beyond the limitations of waking experience. Dreams also hint at the tantalizing possibility of parallel selves. When we experience lives that diverge from our waking reality where we make different choices, inhabit alternative environments, or assume unfamiliar identities, we are confronted with the multiplicity of our being. These encounters can evoke wonder, fear, or revelation, emphasizing that the self is not a fixed construct but a spectrum of potentialities, constantly unfolding and interacting with both conscious and unconscious dimensions. In conclusion, Part 1 emphasizes that dreams are more than nightly episodes. They are portals to the profound, expansive, and often incomprehensible aspects of existence. They challenge our understanding of reality, reveal hidden layers of consciousness, and offer glimpses of alternate possibilities. As we continue our exploration, we carry forward the recognition that the journey through dreams is simultaneously inward and outward, a journey toward understanding both ourselves and the cosmos in which we exist. The notion of parallel universes has long fascinated both scientists and dreamers alike. Within the realm of dreams, we often encounter scenarios that feel entirely separate from our waking reality: different cities, unfamiliar people, or even alternate versions of ourselves. These experiences raise profound questions. Could dreams be a form of exploration into parallel dimensions, glimpses of worlds where our choices and circumstances diverged? While this idea remains speculative, it reflects the remarkable capacity of the human mind to simulate, imagine, and perhaps even perceive realities beyond our immediate existence. Dreams provide a unique interface with the concept of what if. In the dream world, we may experience lives we could have led, paths not taken, and possibilities that stretch far beyond linear causality. Neuroscientific studies indicate that dreaming allows the brain to integrate memories, simulate complex social interactions, and process abstract scenarios. Yet, the subjective richness of dreams where we can inhabit entire alternate existences in the span of minutes suggests a phenomenon that transcends mere neural activity. The vividness, emotional intensity, and sometimes prophetic quality of certain dreams have led many to speculate that consciousness might not be confined to a single material universe. Parallel universe theories in physics, such as the multiverse hypothesis, offer intriguing parallels to dream experiences. If multiple realities exist, each diverging from different initial conditions or choices, then dreams may serve as a bridge, a psychic echo that allows us to visit alternate paths of our own existence. In these moments, we are both observer and participant, navigating worlds that feel real yet remain ephemeral upon waking. The overlap between imaginative exploration and scientific speculation illustrates that dreams inhabit a liminal space neither fully imagined nor fully external, but a realm where consciousness probes the boundaries of possibility. The emotional and psychological resonance of these alternate lives is profound. Dreams often evoke deep reflection, emotional catharsis, or existential insight, even when the events they portray never occurred in our waking reality. By simulating complex realities, the mind exercises flexibility, empathy, and adaptive thinking. Encounters with parallel selves can illuminate hidden aspects of character, challenge assumptions, or inspire new perspectives on personal identity. In this sense, dreams are both practical and mystical. They develop cognitive and emotional faculties while simultaneously inviting contemplation of the universe's ultimate mysteries. Finally, Part 2 emphasizes that the secrets of parallel universes may not lie solely in physics or mathematics. They may also reside within the dreaming mind. By exploring these nocturnal realms, we gain experiential insight into the infinite possibilities of existence. Dreams offer a form of knowledge that is simultaneously internal and universal, personal, yet connected to the broader fabric of reality. Through the lens of dreaming, the concept of parallel universes becomes more than theory. It becomes a lived experience, a nightly voyage into the multiplicity of being. As we reach the final moments of our journey through dreams, consciousness, and the tantalizing possibilities of parallel realities, we are reminded of the profound mysteries that remain beyond comprehension. Dreams, in all their vivid, surreal, and sometimes inexplicable forms, are both a mirror and a window, reflecting our inner selves, and a window opening onto vast, unseen landscapes of potential existence. Each night, when we close our eyes, we embark on an intimate voyage, navigating terrains where imagination, emotion, and intuition intertwine with the deepest layers of consciousness. The mysteries of dreams remind us of the boundless nature of human experience. In these nocturnal explorations, we are free to question reality, to explore alternative lives, to witness events that defy physical laws, and to confront the infinite possibilities of our own being. Whether dreams reveal symbolic truths, stimulate creativity, or allow glimpses into hypothetical universes, they expand our understanding of what it means to be conscious, sentient, and alive. They encourage us to consider that our existence may be far more layered, fluid, and interconnected than we often realize in waking life. By contemplating dreams as portals into parallel realities, we also touch upon the philosophical and spiritual dimensions of human experience. Each dream, with its fleeting narratives and ephemeral visions, poses questions about choice, identity, and purpose. Are the selves we encounter in dreams fragments of a larger consciousness? Are the alternate paths we explore simply mental simulations, or do they hint at real possibilities in worlds beyond our perception? While definitive answers may elude us, the act of inquiry itself deepens our awareness and invites humility, wonder, and curiosity. Dreams also remind us of the value of introspection and reflection. In revisiting the imagery, emotions, and lessons of our nightly journeys, we engage in a continuous dialogue with ourselves, dialogue that enhances understanding, empathy, and personal growth. The experiences we gather in dreams are not merely ephemeral. They ripple into waking life, influencing choices, perspectives, and even our creative expression. In this sense, the dreaming mind becomes a laboratory for consciousness, a sacred space where insight, imagination, and self-discovery converge. As we conclude, it is essential to acknowledge that the mysteries we have explored of consciousness, of parallel existences, and of the extraordinary landscapes of dreams are ultimately invitations rather than conclusions. They invite us to observe, to wonder, and to continue exploring both the outer universe and the inner dimensions of mind. They remind us that the journey of discovery is infinite, that the boundaries of reality are expansive, and that every dream we experience holds the potential to teach, inspire, and transform. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey. Whether you have been an active thinker, a dream explorer, or simply a listener seeking reflection, your presence has been part of this shared exploration. As you drift into your own dreams tonight, may you carry with you curiosity, wonder, and the courage to explore the infinite landscapes of your mind. Sleep deeply, dream boldly, and continue the voyage across the limitless horizons of consciousness. Good night, and thank you for watching.